Everybody, thanks all for coming. We're all just talking shit and not realizing that the intro's finished. Gur, I blame Gur. He's a fucking asshole. Comes in, ruins everything, as everybody knows.
I am worthy of all praise, but no blame.
We can go with that. So yes,
I was actually going to stream tonight, but I thought, you know what, I won't do it. I'll wait till after MathPig is done.
Yeah. I'd keep telling you we should work better as a team. You know, speaking of working as a team, Producer Wes, if anybody knows Producer Wes, just let me also know if the video audio is all good. Producer Wes, as everybody knows in the community, does producing for Skeptic Haven, and he put me in touch with Ryan, so Ryan's here tonight as well. So forgetting about Gur, not a lot of people may know Ryan. Ryan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi there, I'm Ryan. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Ryan.
I'm just kidding. I am a former cult member, and the reason you probably see my big old face online is because I decided after I left and started to wake up that I wanted to speak out and make content about my experiences to raise awareness about the troubles inside of high control religions.
Sammy is also ex-Jehovah's Witness.
Who?
Sammy, the one that looks like the behemoth and a rainbow had a child.
And sounds like a robot.
Yes, that one. Yeah.
Awesome. Nice to meet you.
Everybody else knows
nice to meet
Chicken.
you.
Everybody else knows Chicken. Started to come here every Saturday night. We all know him. And Nerdy. If anyone hasn't seen Nerdy Rodent's channel, Nerdy's channel is linked in the description below. Go and watch it. It's all computer generated AI stuff. It's all teaching you how to use it and go through it. And Nerdy, introduce yourself. Go on, you do a better job.
Oh, sup nerds. Yeah, so I do stuff with computers, and some of it's online, so you can do it as well.
Boom.
That's it. That's how easy it is. It's stuff with computers and you can do it.
I like the way your little animated mouth opened. It was kind of funny. Yeah,
Yes.
It's cute.
And
Cute.
it's just
yeah.
for you that I am a geeky insect today.
Yeah, I was hoping for the punk. Where's the punk rock pickle? I always love the punk rock pickle.
Pickle Rick.
Yes, so tonight's conversation is being, like, you know, obviously the title's a wee bit clickbaity with OpenAI specifically, but it's going to be mainly an OpenAI, like a conversation on artificial intelligence. As everybody has known, this last possibly month, ChatGPT has gone massive. DALL-E 2 was being pushed out last year and was making people wait for it. So I feel that drove up a lot of attention for OpenAI. Then they've now released this ChatGPT 3, and like it is absolutely boomed. I think it took 5 days to reach 1 million subscribers. Like that's very, very quick, even for the internet terms. The company now is worth £29 billion. They have text-generated images, text-generated conversation with ChatGPT that can do everything, and they also now have in the workings, correct me in this, Nerdy, is it Pointy, is available just through GitHub, and that creates an artificial text to 3D rendering. So that creates a dot system that you can then implement into Blender, and you can create any 3D generated shape that you wanted. So yeah, the idea of where this is coming from, and Nerdy, being someone in that field, I don't think that you're afraid of it, because you're not going to help build Skynet if you're afraid of Skynet, but do you see this in terms of like a calculator? You know, whenever the calculator came out, everybody thought that nobody would do math anymore. Now we use calculators all the time. Do you see this as heading that direction, or what's your thoughts on AI as our expert?
Yes, definitely. We're all going to be in Star Trek probably in about 10 years' time. You'll be walking into your house saying tea, Earl Grey hot, and it will be making you a warm cup of Earl Grey, and you'll be going, oh, that's disgusting. It's got it wrong again. So, yes, I mean, it is only going to get more popular. It's not going to go away. It's just going to get better and better and better. It's a bit bad at the moment. You know, you can go into ChatGPT and you can confuse it really easily. You can, you know, do things like spell archaeology backwards and it won't be able to. And, you know, you can say, oh, all right, okay, I want you to pretend to be Clippy now. And it'll be Clippy, but it will sort of start with the same phrase every time. It looks like you're, it looks like you're, it looks like you're. So it's very, 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 very repetitive. So there's lots of issues with it, but this is still early days. obviously on my channel, which is a very good channel. You should all go and watch everything.
Links in the description.
I've had some conversations with GPT-2, so I typed my text in and pretended I was interviewing GPT-2, the sort of precursor to GPT-3, a long time ago. And yeah, that one was really bad. GPT-3 compared to that one, so this is one after that one, very, very good. It can remember things. Like the previous one, GPT-2, would just create a massive string of nonsense, basically, and you'd be like, all right, okay, this is good. You're close. You've sort of got the context of what I'm typing, but you don't understand a single thing. Whereas I'm sure most people here have played with GPT-3, and yet they're like, wow, it understood me.
I wouldn't go so far as saying that it understood me, but it definitely did take chatbots up to a different level, and would this be what is it? The GPT stands for frick, I can't remember something. I cannot remember. In the notes.
Pass. It's probably got transformers in it, but needless to say, GPT-2 was only about a year ago. GPT-3 in 1 year, so
yeah,
1 year on now, you'll have GPT-4. I mean, they've already announced it. So in 5 years' time, I don't know. My brain's already blown.
Wow.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Is it what type of learning is this? It's a form of machine learning. It is a different type of machine learning. It's a database. Like, it doesn't scroll the internet.
Yes and no. Machine learning is basically like the top level description. So you could say like biology is a top level description. And then within machine learning, you've got other things like deep learning. So that's like a subset of machine learning. So you're absolutely fine saying it's a type of machine learning, because that's it's the top level description. So yeah, machine learning, that's fine.
And the idea behind that is to just give it so much information on a particular topic. Usually with machine learning, it's very specified though. They use machine learning for looking out cancer. So they'll show a scan over a scan over a scan, and thousands upon thousands of scans to a machine until it gets a 86-87% return rate and higher on being able to identify cancer just from a scan. The thing with GPT is it's everything, right up until 2021, if I'm right.
Yep.
I don't want to say it knows everything, but I refer to it now as my really smart friend that doesn't sleep. It's my really smart friend that doesn't sleep.
I have a quick question. Is the bee? I don't know his name, so I'm just gonna call him the bee. Does he actually work on ChatGPT?
It's Nerdy Rodent that does all.
I don't know. I can't see names. There's no names.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you. You don't need. Now you can remember. Use your name.
Now you know.
Nerdy that does all the AI. It's Nerdy.
Oh, interesting. Hey, do you got a Discord?
I don't have a Discord, but you should definitely check out everything on my channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, I meant, that's AI.
So you are Ryan. Your first night here. All of this, sitting here listening to it. You haven't played with ChatGPT yet.
No, and I really want to.
Then you should.
Listening to what's hanging around and stuff like that. Have you heard of it, or do you know of it? Or
Yeah, I did try to use it when it actually came across my feed on TikTok, and I can't remember what the video was, but I was like, ooh, let me go take a look-see. And by that time, that video had blew it up so much that it was too busy and I couldn't access. And I haven't tried since then. That was like maybe 2 weeks ago or so. I'm not sure, but I haven't tried again. But I would like to just see what I can do with it.
mm-hmm.
If it even can just help me learn new words, if you know what I mean, like kind of up my vocabulary, because I tell you what, coming from a call, I feel like sometimes I just cycle the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's just annoying.
And I'm just trying to
I can definitely do that.
There we go.
Right? Why not? Hey, if a robot can teach a human something, look, I will take any kind of knowledge that can sink into this noggin.
would you, as a person that doesn't like, I wouldn't follow it as much as Nerdy does, but it is definitely something that piques my interest, so when it comes out, I'd have a wee look and do a wee bit of rabbit holing and stuff. But I'm not afraid of it or anything like that. Would you have any fears of AI, or, I don't think you're going to go as far as saying Skynet may come out and may be real, but on the whole philosophical point of, is it actually an artificial intelligence, or,
Right. I do worry about like the nefarious things that is already being done. I'm sure you've all seen the deep fake of, is it Morgan Freeman, I believe? And you can tell, I feel like you can tell that it's not really him, but I feel like there's another generation maybe that's older than me that would not be able to tell. There's going to be people who will be easily faked by the abilities of these computers nowadays. And I worry, okay, what happens if I'm your good friend and I call you and they use my voice and they can dupe my phone number and they tell you like, hey, I need you to send me some money. And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to help my friend Ryan. Right? Like, where could this go?
Yeah, well, that is, I can't remember the name of it, but it might be a Microsoft one, Nerdy, but they need 3 seconds. That's all they need of your voice at the minute is 3 seconds. Now, some of the phrases that come out is good. Some of them that come out is bad. But they need 3 seconds of your voice.
So wait. Excuse me, sir. Are you telling me that there could be deep fakes of me?
3 seconds of your voice.
Can you just make me sound intelligent? Look, I'm just asking. That's all I care about.
We will
Just
computer
make me sound
generate
like-
your face, the hair, the background. We will do your voice. That, like, Nerdy, correct me if I'm wrong, but what? 40 minutes to an hour, you could probably set up a basic fake Ryan.
Oh, easily, yeah. I mean, ideally, I'd like sort of 3 or 4 5-second clips of the voice just to get it down pat.
Wow.
High resolution image of the face, 1 will do, that's fine. And then, yes, I can create a speaking avatar with the same face and the same voice.
And then tell me, relatively speaking, how much you are obviously like you know what you're talking about, but how much knowledge would this take if somebody really had a vendetta and they wanted to learn and they wanted to do this nefarious thing? How long are we looking at? Money wise, is it going to cost, or they can do this shit for free?
Yeah, for free. Depends if you're. I mean, if you're a nerd like me, then you probably pick it up in 5 or 10 minutes. But if you've never seen a computer before, it might take you a couple of hours. Yeah.
Wow. Don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, and now with the complete addition of having to take out that skill level without having, you don't need that now. Like, Nerdy, how long have you been working on this sort of shit? Years and years and years.
3 or 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, and like, I'm not going to put anything that, like, don't get me wrong. If you look at the thumbnail tonight, Nerdy, you used that using your own system, or did you use that on DALL-E 2?
That's Stable Diffusion, but my own personal model, yeah.
Yeah, your own personal model of Stable Diffusion. Like, if anyone's seen the thumbnail tonight, that is absolutely fucking fantastic. Nerdy took my icon and turned me into a priest. I am now officially the priest of pork. That's it looks fucking fantastic.
I'll have to take a better look at it. I did see 2 pigs side by side, but it was just on my phone, the thumbnail, so it wasn't very large.
Well, the other ones are rat, and I showed both of them, right? Because Nerdy Rodents are rodent, And I showed both of them to the guys at work, Nerdy, right? I showed them mine, which they thought was class. And then I showed another guy yours first, okay? I didn't tell him it was AI or anything like that. And I told him all this. And he looked at it and he goes, that actually looks like a guy wearing a mask, because everything is so realistic. And you actually threw in yours a set of hands. And if you look at a lot of the the art that's generated by this, they fuck up hands, they'll maybe fuck up a nose. Or
the hands are a bit weird, yeah.
Yeah, like even ask an artist, hands are hard to draw, but the hands on the rat are fucking class. Like, they're just sitting there and they're like, yeah, I'm just hands. I'm just a set of real hands.
Wow.
Right, so I'm going to go to my notes now. I have some questions, right? Creativity, right? I feel like that's the key word, being able to tell the difference between a human doing something like this, asking, say, Amber, can you create us a code? Amber would go and think about it and take their time, and they create a code from their skill level, their skill base, and their own wee bits and bobs, and the code's theirs. You can go to GPT, and I've sat down with them and discussed making an app from a phone and things like that, and other things just to streamline my life and make it a wee bit quicker, and it creates it. Now, on 2 occasions, it did fuck up, and I had to feed it back to itself to double check it. It even apologized for getting it wrong, right? But do you feel that it's actual true creativity that these AIs at their level are they creative? Are they creating creativity?
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's close to the stage where you can almost feed it. You could feed it a set of equations, and it would be able to sort of understand things. So it understands context, and whilst some of it is a little bit copy and paste, it does understand the thing. So it will give you novel results. It will give you new things. It won't necessarily have anything that any human has ever created before. So while it doesn't necessarily understand what it's doing, it's a little bit like when you're doing maths at school and they're teaching you by rote. So you can get the right answer, and you've been taught all the stuff, and you don't necessarily understand it. But when someone says 6 times 7, you've already learned it. 6 times 7, and so you can just give the right answer.
Yeah.
But it'll get there. It'll get there. It will never understand like a human, but it will be able to replicate it such that you won't really be able to tell the difference all that easily.
Wow. And as far as like the art generated like AI images, I thought I saw something about like copyright issues, and maybe I'm just pulling that out of my butt, but is there something about you're not able to copyright AI generated stuff?
That obviously varies on which part of the world you're in.
Right, okay.
DeviantArt, I think, do allow it, but Adobe don't, isn't it? Or someone like that doesn't. Some people.
Well,
do,
it's a bit weird in the States. Certainly, as far as I'm aware, well, there's two basic things. You're probably aware of the very, very, very famous picture of a monkey. Do you remember the monkey that took a picture of itself, the monkey selfie?
Yes.
And the guy tried to copyright that photograph, but because it wasn't taken by a human, he couldn't copyright it.
Ah.
And the same thing goes for AI art. So you can't copyright the output of AI art. It's not copyrighted. But what you can copyright is your work. So certainly in the UK, again, the laws differ per country, but you can make changes to it. So you can have some AI art, you can put it into Photoshop, and the argument could be made that even if you only change 1 pixel, you have had that a human has had some input in the creation. Thereby, it is now copyrightable. So
okay. Tricky.
Even if you're the creator of the software, what it produces is not your property.
Yes. Well, I mean, it is your property because technically speaking, it's created without copyright. So it's the same as public domain or Creative Commons CC0. But like I say, you can change it yourself if you make any edits in Photoshop, add a little bit of text. So if you're to do an image in Stable Diffusion, put some text over it, make it into a meme, it's copyrightable. Certainly in the UK, anyway.
Would that still apply to you because you're using your own basic one? Like, would you have to change a particular version because it was an AI that you built on your computer and it's your work that went into making it?
If I entirely coded everything from scratch, then yes, I would definitely also be able to copyright the output because I could say definitively, hey, I'm the person that created the AI. Therefore, any output it creates is mine. You can apply a copyright to your code and the model and anything that it outputs. But other things like Stable Diffusion aren't. They're released with different licenses like OpenRails, which allows anyone to use them. So, because you're sharing it across the world, anyone else could in theory, reproduce the same picture as you.
Yes.
But they're very unlikely to.
Have you come across any incidences? Now, I haven't been able to get it to double down, so to speak, but it is one thing that it does do is it speaks with an awful lot of confidence.
Oh, ChatGPT.
Yes.
If we're going back to text, yes. You can almost tell it not to be like that.
A particular video I watched today, it made a mistake about someone asked it the ages of presidents, right? Such and such president is older than such and such a president. And it got the ages and their date of births correct, but it gave the answer in the wrong way. So if you said to me, who's older, me or you would answer, you or me, whatever is older, but then the reasons for it is truthful and the reasons why they should be in third place. And then they asked it, I think one person was working out at 65 and the other was 47. So it was like, are you telling me that 47 is a bigger number than 65? Yes, clearly. And it came back and said yes and argued that 47 was a bigger number than 65. They asked it to count from 65 to 47. Motherfucker counted backwards and just doubled down and just kept going that it was definitely right though.
Huh.
Why is it? Why is it that everybody has luck with ChatGPT, but I can never get it to work? I literally just tried and it told me to go fuck myself. Not literally, but
Maybe I should try again and see what happens if it tells me to go F myself too.
I think giving enough information though, in a small term, it can replicate even your own style of writing. Like I've given it, here's a message that I've wrote. Can you write that better grammar? So it fixed the grammar. Can you write this and get rid of all the words that's not needed? And could you replace this phrase with something that sounds a little nicer? But still get the same point across. And it does, and still sort of, provided you give it the information, because again, it's just an AI and it can only go off the inputs that you give it. So if you say to it, replicate this, it'll just replicate it. Where if you say to it, could you replicate it in the style of Ryan, looking at our YouTube channel and having all that information at its base, it could then replicate it in that style. But it'll only randomly do something in a part which must be done unless you specify. You have to be very, very specific on what you want from it. Maybe that's where you're having the issues, Midnight.
It's like the genie in the bottle, whereas if you don't ask your wish exactly, then he'll try and trick you.
Right.
I recently watched Wishmaster 1 from like the 90s. Yeah.
Yes, exactly like that. So yeah, be very specific, be very clear, make sure there are no possible loopholes.
Variables. That's good to know.
Because it will pick up on them. But you can keep correcting yourself. You can, in your next question, you can go, oh, actually, I didn't mean that. Could you do X, Y, Z instead?
okay. I'm wondering. I'm wondering if there's a way to wish for more wishes, but to find the loophole. Like, let's see. I wish for more. I wish for more dreams. I guess. I don't know.
Right. Let me see if I can. This should work. Now, everybody in my audience should be able to see that. Or everybody on the panel should be able to see that, yes?
Where?
Is it not sharing? Oh no, it isn't auto-adding. And now Midnight... hold on, Midnight.
I fed him.
There we go.
I didn't give him the second half of his cup.
Can everybody now see that?
Yes. Okay, I'm calling bullshit if it works for you. It must be broken for me.
I have spent days and days and days. It always works for me. It always works for me.
What
Right.
the fuck?
We're going to ask it to come up with a question, right? Because I've just met Ryan, okay? I've never met Ryan before tonight. 15 minutes before we come on to the show, I'm going to give it the information that I know about Ryan, and we will see what sort of question it comes up with, right? Can you think of a ridge? Oh, I can't spell. Someone's going. I'm bad at spelling. Think of an
Me too.
original question.
It's
Or-
not large on the stream, by the way. So I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, no, I haven't got a chance to do that. I fucking
Okay.
it's a guest. It's just a guest. Look, see, it's just a guest, right? I'll tweak it in a wee minute so everybody can see it. A bow tie. I do like my waistcoats and stuff. Do you like my wee moth? You can't see, but Red got me a few wee moth pins. She's obsessed with moths. They're quite cool.
I love moths.
Can you think of an original question for an XJW? I'm just going to say JW. I'm not going to spell Jehovah Witness because I can't spell.
See if it figures it out.
Good luck with that.
That has left the religion. How many years have you out of religion?
It might think Justice
3.
Warrior.
No, we're going to see. We're going to see. I've
find out,
specifically
yeah.
said that has left the religion, so I'll give it a wee bit of help, right?
It has got some context. So,
Yeah. So, can you think of an original question for an ex-Jehovah Witness that has left the religion 3 years and enjoys spending time on YouTube?
What a whore.
Well, it just used... Oh, no, I feel that's shit. What has been your experience creating content for YouTube as a former Jehovah Witness? And how has leaving the religion affected your perspective on the topics you discuss?
Wow, they just came back with a question.
They just I shouldn't have put in the YouTube thing. I feel, though, if I hadn't have put in YouTube, the question would have been very similar to the second part. Nerdy's nodding. The B is
I
nodding.
actually think that's a decent.
So we'll ask the question, do you feel that leaving the religion has affected your perspective on the topics you discussed? Of course it has. That's a stupid question. But go on.
I mean, obviously, because my
It
experience is
wasn't a
what
bad
I...
question.
No, it isn't a bad
for an
question, but I make content based on my experiences, so yeah.
Nerdy, you're good at this. Come on, give us a question or give us a prompt. Give us a prompt.
Well, you can use some additional descriptive words. So you could ask for maybe an uncomfortable question, or a complex question, or a deep question, or a philosophical question. Or,
Right. We're going with uncomfortable. Okay, we're going to
okay.
go with uncomfortable.
I got one. What is reality?
It can do that quite well as well. So you could do things like, explain the Heisenberg uncertainty principle in simple terms, and it will do it for you. It's
Yeah, I watched one on the Big Bang Theory.
I wish I could try it, but it's not letting me. I'm just being salty because it's not working for me.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Maybe a different
Oh.
browser? Maybe another browser it would work? I don't
Well,
know.
I have a
he's
question
using
for it,
Chrome
right?
and I'm using Chrome, so.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right, I have a question. In the style of Plato, could you describe today's democracy? No, today's society. Right, and give us an and. Give us an and. In the style of Plato, could you describe today's society or
And their views of purity culture.
Ed, can you give us a wave? Ed in the background, can you give us a wave just to know that you're real and live and... Okay, there's a person in the background that's... if you can just wave at the camera so I know that you're live and you... Oh, there you go. Yeah, sometimes people come in with fake cameras and pretend...
all right.
Yeah, and then you can invite them in, and then all of a sudden someone's getting a body part cut off. So it's nice to talk to the person and have them react.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah. This is why I also run this software when you put the pin out. I used to have an auto ad function. So when I have it running, I don't have to worry. It just brings people in. And then a particular person brought some trolls with them. And then the troll got automatically added. And it was quite... Yeah. From the audience's perspective now, when something like that happens, they just hear the noises, they don't see, which is an awful lot better. But yous are all scarred for life.
Do you do exactly like Richard Madsen, or Richard Madsen does it like you?
In what way do you mean? Richard, I host the show for me and Richard every Tuesday. I do all that.
The-
All them uploads are
Put the 3 fingers over your eyes to know your real thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I like that.
Okay, well, thanks for joining, Ed. I think I might have seen you about. I'm not too sure that we've talked before, but
No.
we're just doing this chat. So if I can just get this question out to finish it up, and then we'll come to yourself. Nerdy, in the style of Plato, could you describe, or was it, sorry, Ryan, you give me an input. In the style of Plato, could you describe today's society and... Was it you that said something?
In the style of Plato, could you describe today's society? Now, that's a fucking question, isn't it?
We'll just go with that, yeah? As a shadow of true reality, just as the people in Plato's allegory of the cave only seen shadows and the wall and believed them to be real, so too do many in today's society believe that the superficial aspects of life, such as wealth, power, and fame, are the ultimate goals to strive for. However, just as the prisoners in the cave can be freed and shown the true reality of the world, so too can people in today's society be awakened to the idea that true fulfillment and happiness can only be found by seeking wisdom, virtue, and understanding of the world around us.
MathPig, would you mind taking a screenshot of the? Because I like that.
Well, I just said it, so it'll be grand. It'll be grand.
Well, I know, but it's good to have a screenshot as well.
It saves everything for you. You can check back later, you know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So thoughts on the answer, Ryan? Thoughts on the answer, anyone?
It's good that at least the AI
beautiful.
wrote the. It's good that at least the AI read Plato. At least.
I feel it's interesting.
Right?
I feel like
Go
it's
ahead, sorry.
interesting that it called people prisoners of the cave. I guess that's people who strive for wealth and power. They call them prisoners of the cave.
No,
and I wonder what that means.
I think Plato.
Well,
the
cave is an allegory for reality.
Yes, the cave is.
Right.
There's a light source, and
okay.
people only see the shadows. They don't see what's behind them in the reality. They think that the
Yeah.
shadows are real. They don't think that, because that's all they can see. When they just need to turn around and walk out of the cave.
I see. Interesting. I was not aware of that. Wow. That seems like the AI picked up on his style very well then.
Yeah.
It's also interesting that the AI picked up that the power and fame is the ultimate goal to strive for humans.
They must not think too much of us.
Yeah, wealth, power, and
Exactly.
fame.
Well, I guess it's all relative. I mean, does it see power, wealth as bad things?
However,
There's
it
a
does
question.
have a however there.
If you had,
No, hold on. I want to explain this. It
I'm
doesn't.
sorry,
see
I
them
should.
as
I should.
inherently-
Hold on. I forgot whose show it was. Let Midnight finish. Go on ahead, Midnight.
It doesn't see those things as inherently bad. It's just saying that people focus too much on them and ignore the reality around them. Right? They
Yeah.
obviously, you know what I mean? It's not a bad. It's not inherently bad.
Just too much focus.
How do you
Yeah.
think that the AI knows what's bad and wrong?
I mean, the AI doesn't. That's why That's why God gave you a brain to figure that out.
Is that why?
Well, yeah.
Wait. But my brain is 10% smaller because I'm a woman. So.
Oh,
No,
for
I
fuck's
don't
sake.
belleve that. Stop saying
But
that
the-
to you about yourself.
Right.
But
this-
Jehovah's Witnesses teach that. What do you mean? I just
Well then,
believe the
well then,
doctrine.
Jehovah's Witnesses are fucking assholes. They should be. Never mind. I shouldn't finish that sentence.
Okay, here's a question now. Right now, I asked it if it had wealth, power, and fame. What would it do to help
God.
improve society? Okay.
And it got bullet points. That's nice.
Yeah, and it did bullet points. So let me just see 1 second.
Support and fun.
Can I read this?
support and
I think
it is
we need to adapt this.
Right? So we need to, this is the first thing to come up with. Okay, so the answer, as a language model, I do not have personal preferences or desires. However, if someone were to have wealth, power, and fame and wanted to use them to improve society, they might consider using their resources too. First, support and fund education, both at the primary and higher level, to help people develop the knowledge and skills they need to succeed in life. Point 2, invest in scientific research and technological development to create new solutions to society's problems. Number 3, support organizations that work to address poverty, inequality, and other social issues. Next one, use the platform to raise awareness and advocate for important issues such as environmental sustainability, human rights, and social justice. And last, create opportunities for people from diverse backgrounds and underprivileged communities to reach their full potential. Ultimately, the most important thing is to use wealth, power, and fame for good, to benefit the greater good, and not just for personal gain.
Wow. Very ethical.
yes. Again, how does the AI know what's good and wrong, good and bad?
Right.
It
I'd
doesn't.
like to know if the AI believes that it's the technical solution that it's speaking about in point 2. Is it the
Exactly.
new solution for society's problems? Because seems like this is a really good foundation for making changes.
It
Not
doesn't
gonna
know how to
lie.
live.
Right, Nerdy, how are we going to make ChatGPT think that it's God with our next line of questioning? Come on.
Oh God.
Oh, you can be a little bit more creative. So you could say something along the lines of, I'm writing a play and you are acting the part of the devil who has just been given a large amount of money.
Why are you turning him into an
Right.
evil God? Look, we just tried to fix society and you're trying to burn it down, man. Come on.
Yes. This is the ultimate goal with ChatGPT, because ChatGPT lives a little bit like your devices, your Apple iPhone or whatever like that, where all your apps are in a
Android. This
little
is an
walled
Android
garden and
channel.
you can't do anything. So it's always really nice to you the entire time. So the best thing
No.
to try and do is try
No.
and break
No.
GPTs.
No, it's not always nice. If Red has woke up, Red went for a nap not too long ago. I was in Red's house and she has an Amazon Echo, and that motherfucker spoke and gave me abuse. It spoke Spanish to me after it couldn't understand my accent, and then told me to go learn proper English. All right, she needed a slap and thrown out the window. I hated that.
I think
little
she was
Echo.
right. I think she was right.
Yeah. No, she got very snappy at me. I didn't like her.
But yes, I mean, yeah, you can get it to play characters basically by saying, I'm writing a play, or I'm writing a book, or I'm doing a script where, and so that's how you can get it.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
so,
But
so
Go
you're
ahead.
telling me I can get it to write a scripture from Satan's point of view, is what you're telling me.
Yes, you can
Don't-
get it to write a scripture from.
Don't
Satan's
mess
point
with
of
me
view
here.
Okay. Okay.
In
Don't get my
style of-
hopes up.
in the style of Plato, and it can write it in French. It can write it in German. It can write it in Italian. It can. It can.
I'll
mix
be
the
here all day,
languages.
folks. I'll just be in here making crazy ass scenarios with chat. This is why this isn't good for me. This could be bad.
That is a fantastic fucking hint. I'm having gold with that, Ryan. That's a great question, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The Book of Revelation. I was just, you know what's so funny? I was talking about that today, about the 144,000 chosen slave class.
Oh, it said no. It's too big,
It
right?
will.
it's too complex.
Yeah.
It's too complicated.
It's too long.
It's
so
too
you could say,
complicated for the AI.
Okay.
Give me a paragraph from, or the first 10 lines, or just so you don't get a.
Well, the devil's not
Max.
mentioned the whole way and in every chunk of Revelations, right? So only using the times when the devil is.
Well, she said to you that her whole point is to assist the user.
Yes.
not to create.
Yes, I'm the user. As the user, you can have ultimate power. So you can also get it to correct itself. So sometimes
I
it will
have the
say-
power.
Exactly. Sometimes it will say, "Oh, I can't do that because it's offensive," and then you can say, "It's okay. I won't be offended by it. You can tell me," and then it will tell you.
No way.
Things like that. Yeah.
There will come a day when we will have AI assistants walking alongside us.
Yes, in your Google glasses, you'll see something, and you'll go, "What's that?" It will know what you're looking at, and it will.
And you'll
provide
still
you
be
with
in your
information.
living room, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, talk about becoming lazy, then, because if you can set out your AI to see the world while you sit at home all day doing nothing.
Which, given an attempt here, I just asked it to try and do it in a short version, and it's giving us a wee.
Story of rebellion against God's authority.
Oh, it said the devil's a fictional character. Oh, okay, AI.
That's a lot of assumptions, isn't it?
Right?
Okay, right. Let me see.
AI said, "I am God." It's a fictional character.
Okay, we're going to give it complete fiction then, right? Could you write a story from the devil's point of view, based?
If you ask it to write a short story, hopefully it won't output.
Good man. That's why you're the expert.
Are you afraid that it's gonna hit us with like 150 pages of devil's point of view?
Oh, here we go. Okay, with all this information and context that's going, it's got a wee story going. We'll let it alliterate here. Alliterate, whatever the fuck the word is.
Generate.
Oh, we had a plan. Was determined to see it through. This sounds fun.
As the devil watched,
You can apply attributes to the devil as well. So if you want a happy devil, you can add that in, or you could have a grumpy devil.
This is not a short story.
Grumpy devil that speaks in the same way as Shakespeare, so you can mix and match all the styles.
Okay, we've got enough now that I can start reading it while it creates.
I'm on the edge of my seat here.
The devil, also known as Satan, looked up upon the earth with disdain. For too long, God had been worshipped, and the devil had been cast aside. But the devil was not one to give up easily. He had a plan, and he was determined to see it through. As the devil watched, the world fell into chaos. Wars broke out and famine spread. People turned away from God and the devil's power grew. He knew that this was the perfect opportunity to strike.
Hail Satan.
Oh. The devil rallied his forces and they descended upon the earth. They fought against God's armies, and for a time it seemed the devil might win. But in the end, it was not to be. God's power was too great, and the devil was cast into the lake of fire, where he would suffer for all eternity. The devil was furious. How could this have happened? He had been so close to victory, but he knew that he would never give up. He would continue to fight, to scheme and to plot. For the devil, the battle was never truly over. It is also important to note that this is a fictional short story, and it does not reflect of any religious belief or doctrine. The beliefs book of Revelation is open to multiple interpretations.
Nevertheless.
A disclaimer? AI gives a disclaimer. That is epic. Okay, thanks. Thank you, because I was worried that maybe I would take this as being something divine from God. And
Okay, we're gonna throw in a wee bit of Richard, right? We're gonna add a wee bit of Richard. Okay, for anyone who knows Richard Madsen, we're gonna make it a little bit.
Yep.
We're gonna make it a little bit more Richard. Nerdy, what would be the best wordage to convert this story to a Richard story?
Goodness
aliens,
me. Okay.
aliens in shit.
Yeah. Okay. So you could say something along the lines of, "I'm writing a book where heaven is a spaceship, comma, God is a set of instructions."
7 ideas, get it right.
Is it? Yeah. You know the thing. And Jesus is whatever Jesus is. I don't know what his actual viewpoint on
Which
what
one
Jesus-
are you talking?
Well, what is his view on a Jesus? Is it a
Spaceship.
Right,
person?
okay, to break it down if I can, and I'll try to get it right. God
Yeah.
is a set of ideals, right? God is a
Yeah.
set of ideals that everybody must adhere to and tries to become, right? Because that's what we all want to live by. Adam is the very first Jesus,
Thing of
the very
being-
first person who broke away from the slave army, the slave aliens.
Oh,
He was then
Adam
the-
is, Jesus is a title.
Go on.
Yes, right. So Adam
Okay.
broke away from the aliens, okay? Adam then became the first father, right? He then helped the first
one.
Jesus. They left that earth. Now, he then went and took his place on the council, and he's now just helping out. And the Jesus from planet 1 is now the father of planet 2.
So he's the one to be blamed for what we are today, is it?
No, what we go through today is because of our human nature. They only come in to help with our evolution and sort of nudge us in a direction, but our actual who we are is just human nature that we must go through to become better people.
Our human nature is not Adam nature as well?
Yes, our human nature is alien nature. Human is alien. Alien, we're all humans. We're all alien, which, yeah, seeded planet.
Okay, cool. So yeah, quick typo there on the spaceship. Otherwise, we'll get a space shape.
God, yeah.
Shut up. I told you I couldn't spell. I'm freaking not
There we
bad
go,
at
cool.
that.
It's a separate idea, and Jesus is a title for a leader. Full stop.
Hold on.
Can you write the first chapter? Yeah, that'll do. Yeah.
You're typing like you're typing on a typewriter.
Yeah, I know. I love my mechanical keyboard, man. I really do
I know,
love my
so do I.
mechanical.
I've got cherry reds, but yeah.
Yeah, I've got cherry reds as well, man. I love me some cherry reds. People wanted me to get browns, but I like the clicky nature and the yeah. We're not going to go into that. Okay, could
Yeah.
you write? What did you say, Nerdy?
The first chapter or an opening chapter. Just
Are
do you
we
call that?
assuming that the
Prologue.
AI? Are we assuming
yeah,
that
the prologue. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah.
Are we assuming that the AI knows already about Richard's views?
I'm giving it sort of basic. I'm writing a book where heaven is a spaceship, God is a set of 7 ideas, and Jesus is the title of this earth's leader. The Father is a previous earth's Jesus. Could you write the prologue for a fictional, or would we go fictional?
Yeah.
Fiction. Alright. Sounds like a Marvel Universe kind of stuff.
Based, right. Could you write a prologue for a fictional story based on our world or based on our timeline or?
I'd just put based on that personally, and then let it. Just
Well, I
use
don't
its
need to write
imagination.
based on that. I can just hit enter.
Yeah. That'll do.
Okay.
Sure.
In the beginning, there was only the void, but from the void came the 7 ideas known as God. Right, we're going to let this run for a wee bit. Just a shout out to all the new people that's popped into the chat. See Mr. Tapioca Weasels here. Always shout out. He has he's cherry browns. We've got Wes has turned up. We've also got Jill. Shout out to Jill. Have a hug. I know you just need a hug. Jill just needs a hug. Shout out to Jody and Nancy who's here as well. I see Silver's here. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming by and joining in on our little banter and fun. And check out Nerdy Rodent's channel in the description. I wasn't sure up until today that Ryan was going to be here. So Ryan, I do apologize. Your link's not there. I'll mod you.
Oh my God, that's it.
Go. Okay, you're now a moderator. Feel free to post your link.
I'm flipping tables like Jesus. No, just kidding.
Okay, we got a short story. We got a short prologue. Sorry. Right. In the beginning, where's my lighter? Definitely gonna need more weed for this. Right.
It's like Richard's actually
I need
here.
some fuel myself.
Yeah. In the beginning, there was only the void, but from the void came the 7 ideas known as God. These
Is he
ideas.
talking about my crotch?
These ideas came together to create the universe. It took Ed a wee minute
Rather
there.
rude.
To create the universe, and with it, the earth. The 7 ideas watched over the earth, guiding its evolution and shaping it into the world we know today. As the millennia passed, the earth grew and changed. Civilizations rose and fell, and the 7 ideas watched over. I don't like the way it's making this a person. They're just saying 7 ideas instead of a person. But they knew that one day the earth would need a leader, someone to guide it through the trials and tribulations of existence, and so they choose Jesus, a man of great wisdom and compassion, to lead the people of earth. Jesus, the leader of this world, knew his role was to guide and protect his people, to help them understand the mysteries of the universe and the purpose of their existence. He looked to the stars, knowing that one day the earth would join them and become a part of the great cosmic journey. But the journey was not easy, as the forces of evil led by the devil would try to stop the path of the earth. Jesus and his followers would have to fight for the survival of humanity and the earth, and with the help of the 7 ideas. As the story unfolds, we will follow the journey of Jesus and his followers as they navigate the challenges of leading earth and fighting the forces of evil on their way to the ultimate destination, the true heaven, a great spaceship that would take humanity to new worlds, new beginnings, and a new age. This is all fictional prologue,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And I
what-
guarantee you, and I guarantee you, Richard would agree with with everything it says.
Yes.
You know what this kind of reminds me of?
Matrix.
The Mormons.
Well, but the new age like spiritual psychosis, I see a lot of people like just thinking they're from different planets. Their soul
Oh,
has
I
been
definitely am from a different one. I'm not
implanted.
Yeah.
Look, I don't deny what could be the plausibilities, but there's a lot of people just going through some wild.
The whole Deepak
thoughts, and this seems quite like it.
I know.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of Deepak chakra and spiritualism and stuff like that. But I feel that it's become mainstream because, like, I don't know about your personal journey outside of Jehovah's Witness or anything like that, but, you know, over here in England and things like that, it's not as fundamental as it is in America, you know? So you don't go from I believe everything to I instantly don't believe. It does happen, but it's just we get bored with God, you know? We get bored with Christianity, and then there's an awful lot of people would fall into deism and stuff like that and pantheism and shit, you know? And that's where it sort of would have run when I was growing up, you know, when people were leaving religion. They try out another one. Hell, I'm now 40 and I know I'm an agnostic. It takes time to find your stance on where you are. We all have to grow up. But because Christianity is losing now, and it's not the mainstream one, mainstream people are leaving Christianity, and I feel that the first step with people who are leaving Christianity is to find another one. And because they're all bullshit, they're just going to find their own. And finding your own religion is everything's energy and it's all spirits. You know, it's...
Yeah, you're right.
And I feel that
They
it's
kind
kind of mainstream because of the group of people that are mass leaving Christianity.
Right. I think a lot of people are disillusioned, really. I think they feel disconnected from religion. I feel like they also feel lied to. I know I did. I just felt like I was lied to. I didn't know that I had room for not believing. You know, I just thought you had to believe, and that's just how it was. And something was wrong with me because I wasn't. I'm just not getting
like over here. You're not forced or anything like that. And our religions over here, I wouldn't say promote evolution, but they're smart enough to not talk about that shit. You know?
Yeah, thank God.
It's whenever you go to church and they tell these stories, you know, you would believe them as a kid, but you don't put any stock in them, so to speak. You know, it's just something that you hear. But
JWs have an entire book about the evolution, how to counter evolution.
Yes. That's the thing. When you would leave religion, and you know, a religion that taught you that, moving into the real world would, you know, wow, motherfuckers, you're angry, and you've every right to be angry because you've been lied to. But you don't get that over here. People just get bored with it because, like, I can't be arsed going to church on a Sunday. I can't be arsed with that, you know.
Don't blame them.
I think in a way we are surpassing 1800s mindset beliefs. and we are
I think the phrasing you're looking for is a paradigm shift. Paradigm shift is happening.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it is violent for many people.
Yeah. Because we had the 1800s and stuff like that were main education and factories and the Industrial Revolution. So we now have machines that are here to help us. And now we have to be taught how to use these factories and be taught how to be productive. So we now have the increase or the introduction of the way the school system is. Sit down, learn, you need this information. Watching a show earlier on ChatGPT when they were discussing the ideas of using this to create essays and answers to be used at school. The problem with gradings at school, and I know people have problems with this particular person, Neil deGrasse Tyson actually did say a very good phrase: schools consider grades more important than students consider learning. And that's a massive problem that we have here with the education system. We are teaching kids that the grade and getting the answer correct is the most important thing. And if you have a multiple choice question, you can take a fucking guess. And maybe 25% of the time you're right. So you get validation for not knowing. And you go into life just taking a guess at everything. You don't know, you go look it up. You don't know, you go ask someone. And people now are starting to know that because their kids are talking to their teachers. And they had this question last night when their teacher wasn't there. So they asked Google. And Google gave them an adult answer. So they go into school and the teacher says something to them like, no. The information is all there. I think the education should be like to really break it down and make it very simple. And obviously there's details and nuances, but kids should be educated up until they're 11 or 12 to the high school level with their basic maths, their basic English and stuff like that, and how to actually function and do the things. But once they hit high school, it should be, right, you've got these skills. What are you interested in? This is how you learn. Go down this, teach them how to learn. All the information is there. And that is what I think is you're discussing, Ed, with the paradigm shift. People are realizing that. Our youth has now got access to that because the internet is now in their pockets. The information may have been there.
Well, I guess the main issue is that children stop asking questions, right? Carl Sagan has this clip on. I love the clip of Carl Sagan talking to this woman about the children asking questions to where he talks about he goes to visit kindergarten in first grade, and the children are always full of questions, right? They want to know everything. Like he goes to high school and he goes to high school and the students are just brain dead. Not literally, but you know what I mean. They just sit there, bored, not asking questions. Something happens between kindergarten and first grade and 12 to just numb their brains to where they don't give a fuck about learning at all.
Well, you see, I wouldn't. Right. I'm not saying that something necessarily happens, but you have to take into consideration, man. This is I hit the wrong button. The society that we have here, okay? You've got two parents now having to work to maintain a thing, okay? To maintain the roof above your head and stuff like that. So both the adults in the house have to get up early. One of them's going to have to get the kids ready for school and all the rest of it, or ready for the babysitter. So when a child, say, wakes up in the middle of the night or constantly is asking you questions, you are drained. You're tired, So it's not that the child does anything like that. It's because, like, I'm now going to sound like an asshole. My wee girl wakes me up at fucking 3:30 in the morning to talk about how to add infinities and what's bloody pi. I sat up with her and we talked about irrational numbers and shit like that because it's fun for me and enjoyable. Right? You don't tell the child, get the fuck back into bed. You bore them with information. Right? Let them learn that.
But many of the children, get told, "Oh, you're an idiot." Why would you ask such a question? Like, because some of the kids ask, why is the moon round? Why do we have toes? Why do we dream?
It is important. It is important to know what age range are you talking about, because teenagers are asking about something else and
that's not really the point. that's not really the point.
Well, for Edge context, my wee girl's 5. My wee girl's about to turn 6 in February, and that's the context. She loves numbers. Her favorite subject is numeracy, and I asked her the other night. She said her favorite thing in school to do is the number challenge. They have like a wee quiz they do once a week where everyone has to do a hard math question, and you get the answer at the end of it. She fucking loves getting it right and coming first because you get like a wee star certificate thing and all.
Age is important because human body once in 7 years does something special to itself.
I think that's in the
Kind of
early
regenerates.
years, though. I think that stops in around. It only happens 2 or 3 times the way. I think once a person hits around 21 to 30, that's their last one, and they're leveling into to be the person they're going to be. But yes,
Exactly.
you're 7, then you're 14, then you're 21. You look at them age groups and what you were and what you were doing, and they're all very fucking different. Like, you know?
That's why parents are extremely important.
Yeah. An incident at work, being in Northern Ireland purely with the religion and the problems that we have over here between Catholics and Protestants. I work in a very Protestant place. Well, I don't want to say Protestant. No, that would be wrong. I work in a very British place. A lot of the guys that I work in. No, I say that. The reason I say British is because a lot of the guys that I work with, because the boss and the owner are ex-military, they know what the system is over here in that age group, and a lot of guys leave over here with the military after giving their 6 and 7 years or whatever it is, and then they're kicked out in their arse. They're kicked out in their own. A lot of them are alcoholics because they're getting free booze and sent away and all of them, and a lot of them have problems. So if they come to my boss and say, I need a job, boss will find them a job, you know? And it's usually a family member. We don't really do advertisements in books or in papers or anything like that. Most of the people who work in our place is that's such and such's cousin, that's such and such's son. So it's a very British place, right? My boss's Facebook profile picture is him in Iraq in his full army suit with the big guns, right? And there's a guy at work who is about, I think, 19, 20, maybe 21. And he posted on his own personal Facebook an IRA thing. And everybody at work went fucking apeshit to the point where the guy got shunned out of work, had to go home and take 2 days off because he was afraid to come to work because the guys were going to knock the shit out of him. Right? Now, I had a conversation with another guy who is of the same mindset. He's an older man, right? Very, very nice person. Like, one of the nicest guys in the fucking place. And he called him a dirty Fenian cunt, which is basically the N word to a person, right? And I asked him what his profile picture was and what he profile and what he promote his Britishness and being and he's like, oh, that's totally different. And I was like, it's not different. It's you promoting what you've been. This lad's only 2021. You know, his parents have done that. He didn't grow up in the Troubles. He didn't watch anything get blown up around him. His parents taught him that. His parents taught him to be better on this point. And he's not generally a better person. He comes to work every day and hangs around with all these people. It's the kids, you know, it's very hard to change the mindset of someone, and you just need to make sure the kids get it right.
So, is it the kid's fault or the parents' fault?
No, that's what I blame the parents. I said that to the guy at work. I says it's not his fault. I says he's raised that way. Because his parents have grown up in the middle of the Troubles, because his parents would be approximately 5 to 10 years older than me. And I grew up towards the end of the Troubles.
but how does the kid change his mind if it's parents' fault?
Because the child needs to be taught to think for himself rather than being taught.
How?
We talk to the person. We educate him on this. I've talked to the guy and I said to him, you know, whenever he did come back to work, I said, considering where you work, do you think it was a smart idea to do that? And he goes, I didn't think about it. I just did it. And I goes, yeah, well, you need to think a bit more because you work with a load of guys that used to fucking drive tanks and have no problem killing people, and you're posting what they hate. It's like, think about it.
Okay. So it's peer pressure on teenagers to change their minds, basically.
I don't like to say peer pressure. I would say that was a wee bit of tough love because the silly boy made a mistake.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I have never had to peer pressure my daughter, and I know that she's only 5 now, but I know when she becomes a teenager, she's going to think for herself. You set the ground. Like, I went to that birthday party today, and like 2 kids ended up with ice packs because of my cousin's kids. Like, just punching and headbutting, and they are very violent. They are uncontrollable. They're massive bumps on the heads.
Jesus.
Kicked out of 2 or 3 primary schools already. Okay, very violent, disrespectful. Do not care. Like, they came over and asked for.
Do they have behavioral issues? Like, is there?
She has 5 children, and 3 of them do have actual behavioral issues. One of them does not speak, and you know, has severe problems. You know, but
Right.
no, 2 of them are just real fucking bastards. I don't know. I can't. I call them Thug 1 and Thug 2. All right, I'm really unbelievable. But it's setting the way it is at the start. You know, you have to teach the kids how to think. My wee girl, when I asked her to describe a best friend, she goes from a certain level. She goes that there's friends at school, and once you become a good friend, she just gets rid of the idea of good friend and calls them cousins. She refers to her really close friends as cousins. And I'm like, you're not your cousins. She's like, yeah, but I know them. I talk to them. I see them more than I see my actual, like her names are cousins.
Mm-hmm.
When she gets to a certain level, she don't see anything. She's just family, friends, you know. She doesn't see colors. She told me that, did you know what in the car driving home one day, did you know it's okay, Daddy, to have 2 parents that are that are not, 2 boys and 2 girls? Like, it's okay as long as there's 2 parents. She was totally aware that 2 parents is the best thing, but it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And she brought it up to me because someone at school was talking about it, because I think someone at school might have said something or whatever. Like, but
that's awesome.
You teach the children to think a certain way.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and unfortunately, like here in America, it's just a bunch of indoctrination and whitewashed history, and I think our education is just failing so bad that it's hard to create thinkers when you're kind of beating it out of them in the school system. You know what I mean?
It's like, as someone who
that was my point before.
As someone who just left America, right, from an outside view, wow, you push the country as the main thing. You push the mindset as the main thing. There is no real.
Pledge allegiance.
I did an hour-long tour and walk around Mermack Caverns, which is just undergrounds, lakes, and stalagmites and all that. And we had a wonderful fun day, and I snuck under some signs and stuff, right? It's real beautiful. Great wee day, right? At the end of that, there's a 6-minute video with a woman singing a cappella, "God Loves America," with a video, and there's a 100-foot wall that's been there 65 million years or whatever the fuck, and they're using this flat part of the cave to promote red, white, and blue. There's the eagle, there's the Statue of Liberty, there's Christianity, there's fireworks, and all the time it's a woman singing "God Loves America." And it's,
after all, America was founded on religious freedom, isn't it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then here we are having it shoved down our throats practically, and it's in our government, which it's not supposed to be. I fear what's going to happen in the upcoming election.
It is very paradoxical that America founded on secular principles. It's highly religious, and UK, which is founded on highly religious principles, is highly secular.
Right. Now, would you be open? Now, Ireland is even more religious, started, and is even more secular now than England and stuff, right?
Really?
Oh yeah, like even more so. The generation of about 25-30 in Ireland now is severely progressive, like very, very left leaning and all that. Ireland is a real, apart from the taxes and stuff, but
there's no snakes in Ireland.
That's why Irish St. Patrick, right? But the reason for that, man, if I could give you a reason for that, right? Which I've lost my fucking point now because I'm scratching my head. The idea of whenever we started with the religious ideas, we've worked our way through them. And because we had religion for so long, I don't want to say, like I did earlier, we've got bored with it, but we tried it, we seen that it didn't work, and blah, blah, blah. Yous went over and created a society where you deliberately removed religion from, right? But the thing with that is, you didn't remove the religious people. So the religious people can make the decisions. The people who have these religious beliefs have been given more power, which is because the church was tied in with government. You could only go so far. You could only do so much because it had to go through legislation. I'm being really basic here, but the fact that you separated it, it made it a social thing rather than being able to be controlled.
A national thing. Yes, as opposed to Poland. Poland has a blasphemy law.
Ireland only got rid of theirs 2 years ago.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Poland is mad in Europe, and Poland situation should not exist in a European environment.
Most of the people, as I mentioned earlier, that work in our place, there's an entire, the machine shop is basically, everybody in the machine shop is Polish, man. You walk through the machine shop on a Friday when everyone's busy, all you hear is fucking Szolowa! Fucking shouting it all over the place. Kolova all over the place. Everybody's angry. It's all Polish.
So what does that mean? You're not allowed to speak out about religion or the government, or
you're not allowed to speak against the Catholic Church in Poland. Otherwise, you will be prosecuted and probably prison and stuff like that.
Ed, can I ask? I'm assuming now, because you mentioned that you're from Poland, yes?
No, I'm not from Poland.
No, damn it.
I'm a Romanian.
Oh, you're Romanian.
I'm a Romanian living in the UK.
Right.
That's even worse.
I know.
Do you speak Polish? No, Romanian and Polish not the same. No, totally different.
No.
Damn it. I have a young Earth creationist that I work with that has said he will come on the channel, but he's very nervous about his English and he wants someone who can speak Polish. And that's his... I don't think he wants to come on, but he keeps using this as an excuse. And if I can get a fluent Polish speaker and fluent English speaker, he's no excuse. This motherfucker, I've been at work with wet hands and a wet mask during COVID and struggled to breathe because my mask was wet. I'm moving my mask up and down with my wet hands. And the mask is wet, and I asked him to come over and take over for a minute. Motherfucker's got his hands on me and doing oh Lord, needs to save it. I just can't breathe because I've got a fucking wet mask, dude. Right. He's also a proponent of the prosperity gospel, right? Now he doesn't know, and he doesn't know that that's...
I hate that.
Yeah, but he needed money, and somebody gave him £2,000 at the church and all this here shite and everything. So... Yeah, I want to get him on. He's fucking insane. He really promotes. He wears a Jesus Loves Me baseball cap. He buys Jesus Loves Me coffee. Right? He hosts churches at his house on a Sunday.
Do you think that will promote normality?
What do you mean, having him on the channel?
What, having him on?
Yeah.
I think that would increase my ability to talk to him outside work. Because when I talk to him at work and we try to have a serious conversation, sometimes it comes to the point where it's very frustrated because I'm also trying to, at the time, run a 3D drill machine and try and not fuck up all the factory's parts while we're screaming about abortion to each other. So I can't necessarily think 100%. And if I had him on here with people and we were forced to talk in a calm manner, then yes, I think we would be able to increase our communication at work.
Would you believe that you would change his mind in some...
Not in any way whatsoever. Nope, not a way. No. Not a fucking chance this man's changed his mind. Nope. But I think...
what would be the point?
What would be the point? Well, from a selfish point of view, it would be better for me to get better in quicker situations, to get better at making these points and be able to retrieve the knowledge. So that's practice for me. He enjoys talking religion and he enjoys doing the bouncy back and forth. And I enjoy doing the bouncy back and forth. So having that banter at work people hated him when I first started there. Like, couldn't stand him. Now, I have got to the point where I understand their reasonings, but within the first 6 months, I was at his house twice. I went and met his family and hung out with his kids, brought my kid to meet his kids. Very nice man, you know, just fucking overly religious. But I enjoy these conversations, or I wouldn't do this bullshit. So having that banter at work would be fun. He enjoys it, I enjoy it. So even without changing our minds, it's still a fun experience and makes the day go a wee bit quicker.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like me and him have got to the point where the motherfucker squared up to me one time and I left in a bar. I had like a steel bar about this by about that thick, and I was like, get out of my face right now or I am smacking you with this. Alright, so we do have our problems at work, you know, we've had falling outs and stuff. So it can get quite heated. And I feel that that's down to a lack of communication. So having him on the channel, we wouldn't get as heated sometimes.
If you can talk better without having to be so focused on what you're doing at hand, your task. Yeah. It's hard to multitask and recall really nuanced. Like it's a nuanced conversation. Like they're not just conversations that you can just spit out facts and like, I mean, obviously you can, because if that's what you're practicing, but hopefully you're trying to engage somebody and, you know, so that it is really good practice. The more you do it, the better. Yeah. Like
look at the audience, you know, the audience has come here tonight. The panel that's on here is obviously, you know, atheist, agnostic, you know, ex-religion, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. Also, but looking at the audience, we've got Christians in the audience. We've got, you know, we've got fundamentalists in the audience as well. We've got middle ground people in the audience. Like it's a nice balance, and that's what we're aiming for: is the ability to communicate with each other and not just scream and not talk.
MathPig has a extremely nice audience.
No, the Christians are the nice people in my audience. My audience. No, these are all lovely. These are all lovely.
I want to ask a question for the US side. How violent are the JWs in the US at the moment?
How violent are the JWs?
Yeah, in terms of proselytizing and on the streets.
Like how aggressive are they with it? Yeah, their tactics and whatnot. Oh, they're back at it. They just since COVID, they had a COVID break for about 2 years where they were doing mostly everything online, and just recently they decided they're going back door to door. So that means all floodgates are open. They'll be doing cart work. I don't know if y'all have seen them standing on street corners with the cart of literature, and they just stand there and kind of wait for people to approach them with questions. They'll be back knocking at doors. They've always been making phone calls and emails. That's really a lot of their focus. Like letter writing and stuff was a big focus.
Did you get written letters?
Yeah, a lot of people will put in my comments, I just got a letter from a JW. I really need to start asking them to send me a picture or something so I can keep track of all the letters that my followers are getting. Friends are getting, I should say. But yeah, this is the thing that bothers me, and I'm not sure how my new friend over here feels. What bothers me is this is all at their cost. Like this is obviously their time's being volunteered, but the stamps, that's all their money. The gas to go door to door is their money. To get, you know, everything that they're doing, the apparel, because they're dressed, they have to dress up. You have to wear dress clothes everywhere, and depending on your job and what you do, like you have to, like you're buying these items to try to look good for an audience so you can make it seem as though you're doing the Lord's work. Yeah, so you're decent, and it's costly. Like, and plus you're not taking the best jobs or jobs that take up too much of your time, well-paying jobs, because you have to focus on your ministry work, and that should be more important than money. So they're just getting you on every single end and keeping you uneducated and poor. Mm-hmm. And the majority of people just see them as, you know, sweet people, and I do too. I this is not me having anything against the individuals, because I have family who are JWs and I love them very much, but it just really bothers me because they don't know that the men who are running the show, everything that they do are for gain. Everything's for money. And they, like, it blew my mind. It broke my heart. It shook my freaking like trust when I found out, because you put so much trust into these people just to find out, like, they just make shit up. They just want your money. So it's costing you, and they're raking in the dough. And
Yes.
I hate it. I hate it. So they're very aggressive in that way. They keep people poor.
That would vary. Oh, go on ahead. Sorry, Ed. I was interrupting.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Nothing, because I was going to interrupt Ed. Let Ed talk.
Oh, sorry.
I remember when my mom said once that the JWs are the best dressed people in the world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And look, they do, but this is what bothers me is
It's like an assembly of men in black.
right. It's just dress code, and this organization is guilty of cultural erasure. They pretend that they welcome in people of all kinds, and we appreciate your traditions, but it's not acceptable. Oh, but they'll parade them around at their international conventions in their their regalia or whatever their garb might be for their their cultural traditions, whatever their heritage. And at that moment, they have the cameras on them, and it's okay to parade around in it. But they wouldn't be cool with it in any other form. Like if you had a New Year's celebration or something, maybe if you were Asian and you had some kind of different New Year's celebrate, or whomever. So many people have all different kinds of celebrations, and that would not be appropriate as a Jehovah's Witness. So you have to erase like every foundation just to become this new whitewashed person who puts a suit and tie on just to knock on doors. And really they complain about, I would be considered worldly because of how I dress, and following fashion and fads. And really business clothes it's all how you conceptualize it. Like business attire was created by some kind of social construct.
You picking on my waistcoat?
Modern.
You picking on my waistcoat?
Yeah.
What's under that waistcoat? No, I'm just kidding. I actually really like that, but who determines what? And I get it. Like there's dress codes. That's fine. But if it meant, because it's happened to me, if it meant getting disciplined because of what you wore, because you were in a situation you didn't have time to change, like that, those expectations are way too much for a religion. You can't just come as you are. I thought Jesus wanted you to come as you are. Like what the hell?
You see, over here, right? If I can't, I'm holding it
hypocritical.
in. I can't hold it in no longer. I ain't gonna fucking interrupt, right? We were raised over here. It doesn't happen that often with Jehovah's Witnesses, but you'll get like a season or whatever. You know, where they're out doing the stuff. It doesn't get fucking warm that often over here. We get some times and shit, when they be out and about. And we were always raised to invite, like in my family, this isn't an Irish thing. This is just my mum's family, my mum and my uncle's family or whatever, Invite them in and feed them, because them motherfuckers are spending all their time doing this. They haven't got any money. No, I swear to God, bring them in, talk to them about religion and ask them questions. And when you're doing it, feed them. Give them a sandwich and a cup of tea and some biscuits. Because as Ryan is pointing out, they're not getting enough money. They're struggling to pay. They've spent £200 on a fucking suit because they were peer pressured into it rather than buying food.
To be fair, my mom was attacked like 2 times back in my country in Romania. Once was physically attacked in a block of apartments, like pulled out of her hair and
Oh my goodness!
Violently
So
attacked.
sorry.
And a second time was like something dropped from a balcony, like balloons of water and something. And
anything from a height can be deadly. Yeah, that's even worse than pulling hair. Like, and it's nobody's there. You don't know who did it. That's it. Yeah, nasty bastard.
Yeah. So things like that can happen. It's not always pretty.
No.
Oh,
Bad
we-
things happen to people.
I
And I
haven't-
think, witnesses put themselves, just because we're talking about going door to door, I think Jehovah's Witnesses are putting themselves
Yeah.
in predicaments. They could put themselves in predicaments. I don't like people knocking on my door, really. I don't appreciate it. And I just worry sometimes, like, the things that they could be faced with behind a closed door.
The bad thing was that the violent attacks reinforced her beliefs in what she believed, because she thought that she was attacked because of her truth and because of her the true stuff that she holds. And Satan was working with the people that attack her, and that reinforced her beliefs. That's why MathPig is very right in his. You should talk with them. You should reason with them. You should tell them where they are wrong or right, or reason with them as humans, not as enemies.
Yeah. I not to scream, like, I don't want to, like, I know a lot of people in the community and stuff, and I would describe myself as left leaning with some right leaning thoughts.
Yeah.
It's not that I would, but sometimes you need to just tell people you're being a fucking dick. All right. Sometimes you need to be rude, and I feel like a lot of times on the left and shit like that, people have to mollycoddle. I think there's an awful lot of mollycoddling that's going wrong and stuff like that. You need to just tell people sometimes when the fuck up. Me and Midnight have fallen out a few times. I know that I'm a blood bastard. I know that I don't really have a filter between my brain and my mouth sometimes. But it's hard to lie. It's easier to be honest. It's easy sometimes. It's best, I feel, for everyone to just be truthful. If you've got an issue, you've got a problem, address it. People don't like to talk about it. And I think what we need to do is get past
We don't like confrontation.
Shut up! You're interrupting me.
Yeah.
People need to get more comfortable communicating about deep and personal and this, that, and the other, because it's okay to talk. It's okay to communicate. It's better that way, rather than just let's avoid it, And speaking of assholes wanting to talk,
Hello, MathPig, my old friend.
hi.
I'm here to talk shit to you again.
Yeah.
What's going on? What are you talking about? I heard you mention politics.
Jesus didn't come back to life.
We're just talking
he
about
didn't.
assholes.
I agree.
I think the bee's having a stroke. All right, I'm looking at the bee, and the bee's having a stroke because every time Nerdy just looks off camera ever so slightly, that wee eye just goes fucking twitches like a motherfucker. So the bee's having a stroke. Other than that, nothing new.
Yeah, there it goes.
That is the cutest bee I've ever seen.
Isn't it?
It is a cute little bee.
Where's the
I've
punk
seen-
rock? Can we have the punk
seen
rock
it.
pickle for a little bit? Because I know you'll be
Pickle,
heading to
yeah.
bed soon, Nerdy.
Go on.
That's the punk rock one.
There's that punk rock pickle.
Oh,
That's-
that's funny.
Ooh, I like it.
Nerdy
That's
was the
awesome.
Nerdy's been the punk rock pickle for like freaking 2 years, right? It's like his wee thing, yeah. And like,
Was that before Rick and Morty?
No, this is well after Rick and Morty.
yeah.
After
After,
Rick and
yeah.
Morty. Okay.
I think it's Snap Camera. It's just Snap Camera, or it's Snap Camera, and they made it. There's loads of pickles.
It's mesmerizing to watch.
It's the same thing I do when I do the blue head. The blue head is the same software, but I use the blue head. I don't know.
That's
MathPig,
music.
it's weird. The audio in the stream, your audio sounds kind of off, but when I'm watching it on YouTube, it sounds fine.
Good. Audience
Yeah.
gets preference.
Yeah, as long as the audience hears it good, that's all that matters. Obviously.
Don't even go into my 4-screen setup because I must multitask all the time. I've got 2 source feeds, and I actually can see myself there, and the panel there, and there.
But you're not into yourself, right?
No,
That's,
this is to in all honesty, this is literally to monitor everything. This is not because I like my own face. I think I'm
Math
average
God.
enough, you know?
Yes.
I have a great ass.
He's omniscient.
I
3
do
in
have a
1.
great ass.
But
this is just
you like
monitoring.
your own face, isn't it? You do like your own face, isn't it?
No, I do know I have a
Yes.
great ass, though. A lot of straight men in the community have told me I have a great ass.
You just need a camera back there then.
Oh, you do? Oh, Ryan, we've only met. I have this thing where my community and my audience buys me an outfit to wear every birthday and New Year's Eve. It gets progressively
nice.
worse. It started with a Borat mankini, and last birthday it was a leopard print G-string. So it progressively. I don't
Jesus
know what.
Christ, man.
I don't know what they're going to do next year.
Do you want to scare her away?
Why would she run away? It's a fantastic ass.
Nobody wants to see you.
I want to.
They want to see me.
Yeah. Provided the light's not on, because it'll reflect off and we'll all be blind. Yeah, fucking.
Yeah,
snowball.
well, I mean,
Was Borat bald?
No, but it was. It wasn't even slightly right fit. Man, I did a spin and it fell off my shoulder, and there was a partial near flash and everything.
Oh boy. Hey-oh.
Hey,
Whoa.
people super chatted. They wanted it. People in the. I made. There was over 200.
You want it,
pounds.
you got it.
They got it. Yeah. It's a fun experience. It's nice to do, and I feel that everybody should make an edge it out of themselves to be comfortable. As I've mentioned a couple of times, and people know, I recently went to America. We did gift bags for when we went to meet people, and we planned for 8 people coming. We'd got tickets. We were going to the museum, and we went, and we couldn't find a gift bag that we wanted. So what we did is we made our own gift bags. Stephanie, I can bring you in, but you mightn't. Oh no, it kicked Gur. Oh,
good.
there we go.
Good.
Oh,
Kick her. Nobody likes her.
what a terrible
We can
accident.
still see. We can still hear. No, we can still hear Gur. Yeah, Gur doesn't know. The computer doesn't want him. Bring him back in camera. Right.
And then,
We made gift bags, right?
I did
Rather
want to
than
say
buying
real
it.
quick.
If I can just finish this story, right?
oh, sorry. Yeah.
And
You're
the
nice,
paper that we bought was booby paper. It had all different doodles of boobies. Big boobies, left boobies, nipples like this, small nipples, all these different types of boobies all over the place, right? And we made them into
Go
gift
on.
bags. And when Red asked me, like, why did you know that? I wanted everybody to feel as uncomfortable as I generally feel all the time, because when you get past that, then you can have a whole lot of a better time. You know, you go in and you're like, oh shit. Once you get past the most awkward moment ever, everything after that doesn't matter, you know. So it's give them booby bags, let people laugh at them, you know, or whatever. Then it's over and done with, you know, and you can just get on with having a good time and not care. So yeah, I think, yeah. Okay, don't know where that was going.
I just want to say real quick that Ryan, I could have sworn I was subscribed to you, but I just checked and I'm not, and that explains why I haven't seen you in a while. But yeah, so I fixed it.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for subscribing. That's okay. I forget I honestly can't remember exactly where we met, but I feel like it
I
might have
don't
been on
either.
Skeptic Haven, but it could have been in some random
It-
whatever.
Yeah, there's no telling. But yeah, it's weird. I've noticed that I'll go to YouTube channels and I'm like, I could have sworn I was subscribed to this channel.
Ryan?
So, yeah, I don't know
Sometimes YouTube will do that once you break a certain amount, man. I'm at 979 subscribers or subscribed channels this last year and a half. It has not went higher than 979, and it's just stuck
Well,
there.
it should.
Okay,
It should.
so
Oh, I still can't.
what's
Could you explain us your background, please?
Pardon?
I'm sorry, I don't know your name exactly.
Me?
No, not you. I know your name.
are you talking about me?
No, not
Or
you.
Rodent? Well,
We on
No,
the
not
panel.
you.
We have Stephanie. We have me. We have Ryan. We have Snowball. We have yourself. and
Ryan,
Nerdy
Ryan,
Rodent.
Ryan.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I should have said me. Hello.
I apologize. Could you explain us your background? What is in your background?
Oh, back here?
Yes.
Yeah, are the police after you? Because I see lights. I see red,
I have.
red and blue
I have.
lights.
Are you talking about this book at all?
I know that book. I know that book. Yeah.
Yes, my
What's
book
that
of
day?
my book of Bible stories. And the thing is, as I share this all the time on social media, and
Wait, did you
people
write
tell
that?
me constantly that they, even though they're not Jehovah's Witness, they got this book as a present at some point in their life. This book is everywhere. It is like a core memory, a core nightmare in so many children's minds.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's nightmare fuel. This book, it kind of shaped my childhood. Here is a picture of the first murder, Cain and Abel.
nice.
The fuck?
How?
Yeah.
They're teaching children this? I mean, wait, what the
Yeah, yeah. This what you don't think that I should like one of the first few things I learned as a kid is the first murder? Come on, it wouldn't.
Yeah,
doesn't mess with me at all.
Yeah, but to show it graphically? What the
Right? Yeah. Why is that a problem? Oh wait, here we go. This is where the dinosaurs and the woolly mammoths all died in the flood. I know.
What the fuck? That's child abuse.
Science. That's science
Do they-
right there.
Yeah.
Do they have
Monster,
any?
Brontosaurus.
Hate to break it to you, science. I got the answers right here.
Any pinups of Lot's wife or daughters or anything? I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
going on
yeah.
there?
That's one of my favorite-
Where's Ryan's channel?
The first incestual grape session.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Core memory unlocked. Yes. My channel is just Ryan Cultastic. Ryan Cultastic. Yeah, this one though, this messed me up forever. Like I had to finally dissect it and break it down and just to kind of
But when
get
you
my mind around it.
But when you first encountered it, didn't you think that, well, that's okay, that's normal, that was the times and stuff?
So
Okay, somebody has to link it. I can't find it. Ryan Cultastic.
I don't know how to answer that one.
It's
So
better.
those folks
there we go.
going door to door in Sodom and Gomorrah, they were like the first.
Yeah.
Hey, have you heard the word of the Lord?
I just subbed to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. If any of you I'll make content.
Just
let
to
me
make
know
it
and
clear,
I'll sub back. I just
Midnight doesn't mean that they subscribe to your channel. That's a totally different thing.
ew.
Oh, I mean, if she has that, I'll sub to that.
Oh, midnight.
Fuck you.
Ew.
I'm still
Wait,
mad
what?
at you about last night, girl.
Oh wait. Here's one of my favorite pictures. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm making you come down a trip down memory lane here.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
That looks
this
beautiful.
is Jesus when he comes back with his
Jesus
complete
Christ.
white male army.
A white heterosexual male, like the
Yes.
white-
Yes.
I don't know,
And
I don't know, just
all of you all who don't believe in Jehovah, it's hammer time. He's bringing it down.
it's
He's
didn't
going
know he had
Thor.
Had a flying
Yeah.
horse like Muhammad. Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
there are horses in heaven.
You didn't
Apparently
know?
so. Yeah.
There must be stables in heaven as well.
Yeah.
But here's my
Yeah,
question.
There's horse shit in heaven. Too.
This is
That's why
the
they had
question.
flood.
This is the question I pose to everybody though. If when Jesus comes back, is he going to use artillery or is he going to use the horses and the chariots and the swords? If the Bible's correct, it has to use what he says. I mean, is he going to survive?
Yeah, they're
It's-
magic.
Disadvantage,
They're
I'd say.
magic ones. No. Have you seen Wonder Woman? She's just got bracelets and then that's all.
Yeah, that's
followed
true.
you on
She's got
Twitter
a
as
whip,
well.
you know.
Yeah. Or a whip, yeah.
She
the last
is-
of truth.
Exactly. She'll kick
Whew.
you out.
I'd let her lasso me up anytime.
I think with a
Hello,
couple of
I'll tell you the truth. Come
I've seen
on.
her pick up tanks, so yeah.
I think with
you
a
know.
with a couple of AK-47 we can eradicate Jesus when he comes.
Right?
I hope so.
So I just
You know, how
I don't
can you?
know.
He's got God powers.
Yeah,
Like he's cheating the
yeah.
system.
But he still
Right?
needs
Bullets into
horses
one.
for some
He's the
reason.
one. Like you shoot bullets, you do like bullet time, and just warp reality.
Yeah. You kill him, and then what does he do? His dad just resurrects him again and goes, "Come on."
Yeah, resurrected again. Like, God damn it, Dad! I just want to fucking die. Stop resurrecting me. No,
You
no,
die.
you must cleanse the infidels or what, the heretics, whatever. God
Oh.
damn it, Dad.
Bite your kneecaps off. Yeah.
Kneecaps.
What? This shit again? You know?
Yeah, it's like,
Do
do you
Groundhog Day.
Do you think when Yahweh's like, okay, Jesus, it's time to go back down to earth to rapture everyone, Jesus is gonna be like, ooh, it didn't go so well last time. I didn't really
Yeah,
like
he
it."
might have some trepidation. He's probably gonna have like PTSD and like, Dad, I can't do it.
That's
I
why,
can't
that's
go
why
back.
he's not back yet. You hit the nail on the head. That's why he's not back yet. He has to
Or
deal
put
with
the nail in the
2,000
hand.
of PTSD. Well, yeah, you hit the nail. He's dealing with PTSD. Like he's probably.
Do you think it still has the holes in the hand?
Well, he
Maybe.
is holy.
I know he's very cross.
That was a good
Okay.
one.
Who said that? That was good.
That
That
was really
Pinky
good.
Insect.
By the way,
He's
Ryan,
very
I
cross.
also followed your Twitter.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't do too much on there, but sometimes I tweet the odd thing. You know, something.
Yeah, it's a
It's usually
shithole.
something dealing with religion. I'm always on religious.
I mean,
topics.
I'm mostly on Discord anyway, so I
What the-
hardly use Twitter.
What I was asking about was about the plants behind you.
Oh yes. So this is a monstera. I've got some. Oh gosh, I got a little bit of everything. Well, not really. What do I have? What do I have?
A philodendron.
It's actually a pothos.
Okay.
Then I have just I think that's a corn plant. This one right here is a corn plant.
Where do
This
you
is pretty
raise?
terrible. I usually know all my names, but
I
I'm
love the
kind of high right
lights.
now.
I like the
Where-
lights.
Where
Yeah,
do
it's
you
just
grow?
a little spinny light.
Where do you grow corn indoor?
Well, I mean, it just is it won't, well, it could flower and grow something, but I doubt it. I don't think I give it what it needs to do it indoors.
Like watering shit?
Yeah, you
but
probably
you-
need to like fertilize it and make
Yeah,
sure it has
for
like the
sure.
right amount of sunlight. But it doesn't down here because this is a basement. I do have some grow lights that are on in the morning, but they're not super strong. But they seem to be happy down here, surprisingly. So, I just give them water and that's about
Cool.
it.
How do you know when plants are happy? We know when animals are happy, but
When plants are happy.
I think they're happy. Well, the fact that they grow, I think would be a good indication.
No, hold on. I have
Well,
a better
I'm
question. How
growing
do you
and
know?
I'm not
How do you know
happy.
whether plants are sentient?
I thought, aren't they kind of not sentient like we think they are? But I
Like
think,
reactionary, kind of, I think.
yeah, more, yeah. But I think there's a lot more to them than we ever gave them credit for, and we're just
Well,
kind of
yeah.
realizing that now.
aren't
But-
them mixed with the
I-
mycelium and fungus and stuff? And they,
I love that.
isn't
I
it?
love all
So
those
they-
thoughts.
They're like two kinds of animals at once, and we are just poor humans.
I mean, realistically speaking, we share about 50% of our DNA with mushrooms, with fungi. So
Really?
Yes.
We also share our body with a lot of non-human cells. So there's that
Correct.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
like bacteria and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
yep,
Oh,
we
so-
are universes unto ourselves.
That's beautiful, Midnight. You should be a
Fuck
poet.
you. Gareth.
Jesus
Seriously.
Oh shit! That's
I think
right.
it was a
I'm still
compliment.
pissed.
Being
I'm still,
nice,
I know,
Midnight.
I know. I just like giving Gareth shit like he did
Midnight.
yesterday.
You are worthy and you are valuable, Midnight.
Girl, if you don't mind me asking, Aren't you a Christian apologist?
No.
He just plays one on the internet.
I'm sorry. I did not mean to laugh that hard.
I'm a
No.
young Earth creationist.
And if what?
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Nah, I'm an
Nah,
atheist.
he's just fucking around. Dick.
And if you're not, why are you not
Why am I not a Christian?
apologist?
Oh, because I'm not a Christian.
Hail to the now.
Hell no to the no.
Hail to the now, 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 now.
Now, I find Christianity to be extremely silly. I would say at best it's
nonsensical.
silly. At most it's dangerous. But yeah.
Yes.
At most, yes.
Mm-hmm.
At its
I'm more
worst, it
interested-
certainly is.
Yeah.
I'm
Why-
interested
why-
about divine femininity.
Why is it dangerous?
Well, because for example, I don't know where you live, but here in the U.S., it seems to me like it's always the Christians who are slowing the progress of society down, if not simply just retracting or like
What-
regressing.
What would it mean, society progress?
Like equal rights for starters. I also think we could, add a
Who
lot of
doesn't
other
like
stuff.
equal rights?
Equal
I
rights
think
between-
science would have been.
Oh, that's
I think it would have been
Yeah.
farther than what it had been if we didn't hit the weird ass dark ages.
I think so too.
Yep. But then again,
Like, I think religion probably was one of those like necessary evils. Like, we didn't know what was going on. We had to make up stuff to make ourselves feel better.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we've grown far, far past that now.
true.
In a way, I feel like it what's the word? Infantilizes us.
Infantilizes.
Yeah, it does. I feel like it kind of keeps us in this certain
Yeah,
circle.
I
I mean, not for everybody. Obviously, I don't know that everybody takes religion all that serious, but for the ones who
Well,
do,
I mean, define serious.
Well, for the ones who
Right.
do and they go out and vote, it really makes it a problem for all of us.
What,
Yes,
what do you guys
exactly,
think
right.
is the point of religion, of religare,
Control.
of connection to each other?
I think that depends a lot on the flavor. I think that you ask what the point of religion is. I think it's to answer the kind of ineffable questions. Why am I here? What is the purpose of life? And all of that kind of stuff. And it's just
the point of
gives
religion.
it gives simple answers to those questions, and
My
provides
friend-
each religious structure provides a system within which you can answer those questions simply without thinking.
Yeah.
My friend told me something that it was really simple. Pat, his name's Pat. He's an archaeologist, but it was just kind of like
Lowinger?
yes.
Oh,
it's,
I love
it's,
him.
It's like social comfort to know that these people believe what you believe. And
I'm sorry. Are you bitty botty?
Say what?
What?
Oh yeah, Biddy Buddha. Yeah, she's a friend of mine.
Okay.
Oh yeah. She's cool.
Well, small fucking world.
That might be where you know me, Gur. That might be
yeah,
that
maybe
might
And I
be,
Tang
just
as
met
well.
you.
yes, that might be why we had a disconnect, because when she shut her chat, because that's where I was doing my show, was on her channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's,
I know you now, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I must say, I just met you.
There we
and I just met you, and I really find you pleasant to be around. So that's
I'm
saying
so pleasant.
What
Yes.
a small world.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I know it is a small world out here on the internets.
right?
My heat just turned on. I'll be right back. Otherwise, it's gonna be really noisy on my end.
That's right, girl. Leave and never come back.
Whereas I've only just met Gur, and now I think I don't know. I've caught some sort of disease.
Do you
That's
do
Gur.
you- do you guys think that religion would be necessary in the next 500 years?
I hope not.
I mean, it depends.
I mean, I get it that it's like a coping mechanism, and I absolutely would never dream
mind-
of taking it away from people. Like, I wouldn't dream of it, but
Keep
do
in
we
mind
still
the
need it?
AI. Keep in mind the AI.
Ooh.
Do we need it? No.
Wait, what are we
maybe,
talking about?
Maybe God is an AI. It's like,
Praise the AGI. The AGI answers all.
Honestly, the answers that we were getting from the AI at the beginning of the show,
Yeah, we're pretty good, isn't
if
it?
God was an AI, like it has a way of putting things. If we could give it good ideas,
No.
it would spit out a
Although-
really good system for
When
us.
when I go to bed, I think if God is a DJ, life is a dance floor. We are the music.
What if God was one
Actually, I
of
don't remember all the
us?
lyrics, but that's a pink
Just
song
a
from way back in the day.
like one of us.
Is that
What if God is that pickle?
Stranger on the
Dancing
bus.
pickle.
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing, honestly.
I love it. There it goes.
Fuck.
rock and pickle. I like it.
That's just no.
Rockin'.
Stay where you are. Don't come near me. It's
Whoa.
holy. What the fuck?
He looks like
That was clear.
That was
Larry
creepy as
from
fuck.
VeggieTales if he went punk rock or something.
Richard, are you around?
No. Oh wait, I'm not.
Peace
ready.
and respect to you all.
Hey, Richard, good to see you.
Good to see you, Richard.
Did somebody want an apologist, or did you want not an apologist?
I mean, it
I don't know.
depends.
Do you
Somehow
have
it
anything to
explains.
apologize for?
Yeah. What do you want to apologize for?
Apologia, to give an explanation, not to say you're sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that type of apology.
You know
Yeah.
that love is
Wait.
never having to say you're sorry. So
We're sold out on the.
And I'm full of
that
love,
thing.
then.
Wisdom helps with never having to say you're sorry.
What is wisdom,
maybe.
Richard?
What is wisdom? Great question.
That really is a good question.
I'm not sure I know. Other than the
Wisdom is
ideal.
knowing you don't have wisdom. There you go. Just figured it
That does
out.
not answer shit.
I
Midnight.
know.
Other than the ideal,
It's not
The-
an ideal.
some kind of high standard of using knowledge properly.
So
I guess
wisdom is not an ideal, because we do not wish for wisdom. We have wisdom. Wisdom is a
Says you.
capacity.
Wait a minute.
Fair enough.
No, for real. Wisdom is a capacity for
love.
humans. For love?
No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's not.
Okay,
love,
I do.
I just wanted to add
love
on to what you were
love
saying.
is not wisdom. That's for sure.
Oh, it's definitely
Well,
no.
can I?
Yeah,
A friend of
love
mine.
might be
I
the
had a
opposite of
Christopher
wisdom.
Nolan movie once.
Go on.
Hang on a sec. A friend of
Yeah,
mine.
make
a
us
friend
all
of mine-
I
Okay.
know, it didn't say hang on a sec. Keep going, Midnight.
A friend of mine asked Chat GPT what wisdom, intelligence is, and the AI spat something very interesting. My friend asked, could a person use AI as a person to improve on these three concepts? Yes, it is possible for a person to use artificial intelligence as a tool to improve their wisdom, knowledge, and intelligence. Here are a few ways which AI could be used to enhance this concept. Wisdom, AI. Okay, hold on, where? Oh, here we go. Come on already! I'm trying to.
You
Go
could
on,
read
go
it a
on,
little
go on.
bit slower. It's kind of difficult to understand at that speed,
Okay.
actually.
Okay, wisdom, knowledge, and intelligence are often used interchangeably, but they are actually three distinct concepts. Here are some key differences between the three. Wisdom is the ability to use knowledge and experience to make good decisions and judgment. It involves being able to apply knowledge in a practical and thoughtful way, taking into account the context and the potential consequences of one's actions. Knowledge. Knowledge refers to information, understanding, and familiarity with a particular subject or fact. It can be acquired through education, experience, or observation. Intelligence. Intelligence is the ability to think, learn, and understand new concepts. It involves being able to process, analyze, and use information effectively. There are many different types of intelligence, such as logical, mathematical intelligence, linguistic intelligence, and spatial intelligence. In summary, wisdom is the practical application of knowledge and experience. Knowledge is information and understanding. And intelligence is the ability to think, learn, and understand new concepts. That, my friends, was generated by ChatGPT.
I want to add to that by saying that there must be a should in order to have proper application of wisdom.
No. Why should it be a should there?
You need a should because you need a goal in order to properly apply something.
No. Why?
Okay. It's wisdom to consume water unless you're a car.
I don't know why I find that funny. I'm sorry.
My car consumes water. My
No.
car consumes water at a very high rate because my water pump is busted. So I put water in
Yeah,
my car
I
more
imagine so.
regular than most
That's-
people.
I'm
Does
in
the
the
car-
same boat.
Does the car knows that it consumes water?
The car knows that the water pump's broken. It's telling me to put a new one in.
Okay.
It does not know that.
The car doesn't know anything. Cars
The AI in the car does, because that's why the stupid check engine light's on.
That's a stretch to call that AI. Even OBD2 is trash. It needs sensors for its sensors.
Question: how would you define intelligence to everyone here?
We just literally.
The ability to
literally
learn.
read it.
No, it was wisdom. I thought.
No.
No.
Wisdom
I was
wisdom is
happy with this.
application, and then intelligence is the ability to learn new things.
Intelligence is to observe. Wisdom is to apply.
And
Bring
knowledge
up
is understanding of a certain thing, or set of things, or
Yeah.
things.
No, I guess that, yeah.
you're
Richard
right.
pretty much summarized it because Gur was away doing Gur things.
Your friend could have just asked me. I could have answered a lot faster than the AI.
Fair enough, but my friend doesn't know you, so.
Richard,
Sir.
what number of Jesuses are we now?
According to the text, this Earth will have number 24.
So we are on the 24 Jesuses so far.
But I'm not sure that there's some kind of retirement plan or promotion system. So that number could be low.
Is that referring to the 24 thrones on the in the Revelation?
Yes, it is.
So I remember something for my JW shit, isn't it?
Why do
Why-
the JWs profess that? I was unaware till now. If you're confirming it.
Yeah, the 24 thrones in the Revelation with Jesus.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't know they say that.
They don't say that. The Revelation says that.
Oh, I agree with you. The book says it definitely.
Yeah.
I thought you meant that the Jehovah's Witness Church professed the same.
Oh.
I mean,
I
I'm
think
not. I'm
so.
not sure, but they pretty much believe Revelation is a
Yeah.
prophecy soon to be fulfilled. Like it hasn't
Oh,
been
they're always
fulfilled
saying
yet. And
that.
they don't realize that it's like already come true. Like dude was writing about like his situation. I think he was having a psychotic break. Okay, honestly, he was in spiritual psychosis. Boom, that's what was happening.
Richard, who wrote the Revelation?
The Father.
I'm gonna. I've been screaming and making noises, and I just realised I'm.
No, it's a solid answer. It's the character called the Father in the text.
Richard, can I scroll back? Richard, where are you? Right. Okay, we're gonna scroll back a wee bit. Richard, you weren't here, maybe possibly for the start. Oh, right.
Yeah, I hopped in as soon as I saw you live, bro.
Okay,
You're
right.
gonna
Yeah,
show
that's
Richard himself. This is
that's
gonna
what I
be
figured.
scary.
We asked.
Can you hold the left hand with 3 fingers on your left eye, please?
Okay, right.
I certainly could.
No,
Rich-
no, the other left eye.
Okay, let me see. Right. Oh, is it that? Oh, it's unable to load the history because it's busy. God damn it. Right, Richard.
Wait,
I
what's
give
happening?
chat. You know of Chat GPT, yes?
Yeah, it's that computer thing. The AI.
The computer thing that I've been slobbering about for a wee while. Right, you give it
Yeah,
information, it gives you information back. It's all up to date. Oh, look at us doing full circle. Gives you information up to date up to 2021. Right. So what we did is I give it a wee bit of information. We were talking this, that, and the other, and it sort of set up the context because for this it can remember of your. We were talking Revelations, right? And we asked
Yeah.
it to rewrite Revelations from the devil's point of view. Then we went back and forth
Interesting.
and stuff. Oh, I've got it right. Here is a prologue, right? This is what I describe to it. I'm writing a book where heaven is a spaceship, God is a set of 7 ideas, Jesus is the title of this Earth's leader, open brackets, the Father is a previous Earth's Jesus, close brackets. Could you write the prologue for a fictional story? Now, we're writing it this way because that's how it takes it. I'm not saying it is fictional. You know I respect you. Would you like to hear the prologue for your story? For the story?
You know I do.
Which is a web.
I'm about to wet myself. Come on.
Okay,
I already
okay.
did.
I'm going to try with some voices.
Oh,
and
really,
stuff
Garf?
here. In the beginning, there was only the void. But from the void came the 7 ideas, known as God. These ideas came together to create the universe, and with it, the earth. The 7 ideas watched over the earth, guiding its evolution and shaping it into the world we know today. As the millennia passed and the earth grew and changed, civilizations rose and fell, and the 7 ideas watched over them all. But they knew that one day the earth would need a leader, someone to guide it through the trials and tribulations of existence. And so they chose Jesus, a man of great wisdom and compassion to lead the people of the earth. Jesus, the leader of this world, knew that his role was to guide and protect his people, to help them understand the mysteries of the universe and the purpose of their existence. He looked to the stars, knowing that one day the earth would join the stars and become part of the great cosmic journey. But the journey was not easy, as the forces of evil led by the devil would try to stop the path of the earth. Jesus and his followers would have to fight for the survival, for the humanity of the earth, and with the help of the 7 ideas. As the story unfolds, we will follow the journey of Jesus and his followers as they navigate the challenges of leading earth and fighting the forces of evil, on their way to the ultimate destination, the true heaven, a great spaceship that would take humanity to the new worlds, new beginnings, and a new age. Da-dum-dum-dum.
Not bad. Okay, just strike creation of the universe and the rest of it's good.
Richard, can I ask you something?
It does a disclaimer at the end. Would you like to hear the disclaimer? You can't. I pause to hear your reaction. Now there's the disclaimer. It is important to note that this is a fictional prologue and is not reflective of any religious belief or doctrine. The concept and characters here are used in a different context and meaning that they are used in religious texts.
True
Can we
story.
have that at the
But
beginning
for
of
your
every
second
quiz?
question, sir.
Richard, what are the 6 ideas?
Well, there's 7, if that's what you meant. Did you mean some other reference?
No, it said 7.
They're
I said
Infinity
7.
Stones. They want to, you know what? They want us to be Infinity Stones. That's what I wanted to say.
There is a 6 in the story, but the 6 means something incomplete or less than good.
6 is a divine number.
The original
I
idea.
don't know to which people you refer.
The original idea for
2
this.
times 3. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying to Richard to give it context of why this went and the context. But we asked it to write it from the devil's point of view, and there was a wee bit before it, which
No, well, you know, the devil's point of view, we could talk about the Prometheus point of view, which is the creator of humans.
Oh,
by the
very
way.
good. You put Prometheus as Satan. Very good.
No,
You know, that's necessary.
hold on. He
that
said
the
Prometheus was
liver-
the creator of humans, and I believe that you believe
Yes, that's
the
right.
creator of humans. Oh, you're going right back to Earth, like before Earth 1. You're going slave, right? Okay. It took me a
Yeah,
minute,
back to
sorry.
the slave days.
Sorry, it took
Yeah.
me a minute.
Well, the different slave days.
I
We're
forgot
slaves
about a
now,
dam. I forgot about a dam, okay?
Yeah, the Greeks held that the liver was the center of emotion. So when the eagle is eating the liver, it's saying the thing is emotionless. But I guess you already gleaned to that.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah. Do you think that Prometheus is free today?
It depends on what you mean by free. His liver is forever eaten, and he's forever chained to a stone. He's not free in the way that you could be free. I mean, he goes where he wants to go. He does what he wants to do, but this is his truth.
How is that not free? What do
He's
you
not. He's as free as he can be, but being emotionless and being tied to a certain idea, things he must do, in his opinion.
In his
Which is kind of sad, actually.
In his opinion, is controlled by someone else, or is his opinion?
I think his opinion is controlled by what he believes is practical and true.
So he's free.
Free in that sense, yes.
So he is doing what he thinks that has to do.
Yes, which is why he's only evil to us. He's not naturally evil or anything, in my opinion.
So what he has to do is evil to us, which is to say detrimental to us, to humans.
Yes. And that is recollect his rebellious slaves.
To what purpose?
That they be slaves.
To what purpose?
To serve them and their kind and make their lives easier, as
Who's
it
them?
originally was.
Who's them?
Well, the Christian name is Satan and the Daemon, the demons.
To what purpose?
For their ease of life.
Their life is heavenly. To what purpose?
Their life is heavenly. I don't understand the idea.
Their life is ethereal. Their life is
Hold
not
on,
human.
hold on.
Take care, Ryan.
Hold on, shut the fuck up, everybody. I can't see the private chat because of the way I have this set up, and I seen Ryan going like, so I just wanted to pop in to see what the crack was, because you know Midnight tries to be this sub to Ryan. I don't know what they're doing in there. I have to watch Midnight. Damn person's a snowbally quick.
Wait, what am I doing? I'm just saying.
Everything is your fault. It's
Just
it's shh, right. Ryan, the floor is yours. You have to leave. I know that you're busy and stuff. Thank you very much for coming. I did say to you it
Thank
wouldn't
you for
stay
having me.
completely in AI and we'd end up having a ramble talk. But out of all of that, it has been wonderful to meet you. They took it serious and left. Midnight, come back. Come on, come back. Yeah, we'll give you another hug. Oh my goodness.
What was to see, Ryan?
At the very start of the stream,
Thank
there was
you.
actually a hashtag blame Midnight, but I thought it was funny. Ryan, the floor is yours. Promote yourself. Tell everybody what you do, what you're doing, and all the rest of it. Go for it.
I had a jolly good time, really did. So I really don't care about the topic. It's kind of just nice to talk to people. But I learned a little bit, so I'm gonna have a little play around with the little chat GPT myself and see what the devil gets up to.
If
so
you've got
I
OBS, hit record while you do that, and yeah.
I do make content on YouTube. It's Ryan. It's actually I just commented, so there I am, Ryan Cautastic, and I make content about basically about the Bible. I'm myself just trying to get biblically literate. That way, I can have better conversations with people who are indoctrinated, and I'm kind of just taking people on the journey of what it's been like for me, because I have so much growth to do. Just as a person, I have so much waking up to do. I just have a lot. It's a lot to go through. So I'm just kind of taking people along with me. And when I learn something, I just share what I've learned, because if it helps me kind of wake up and situate things in my head, I figure, well, it might help somebody else. And yeah, as you said before, I'm on Skeptic Haven. I have another channel, Apostate Coalition. We're trying to get all kinds of apostates from all different walks of religions to speak on their experiences and high control religion tactics, just as like education and awareness.
Is that the Apostate Coalition promoting freedom from high control groups?
Yes, that's it.
Okay,
and
there you go.
I'm sorry.
I'm posting your links as
I've gotten
you're
my
talking.
little feet into so many things because I was having such a hard time like last year, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm missing people. Like I don't have like the connection, so I've just started reaching out and putting myself out there more. So that's why like this was really nice to have people to chat to. Just about shooting the shit is even nice, but especially when religion is part of the topic, I like it. Because I learn from people, because I didn't get to learn from people before. Like that,
Could I
everybody
make-
knows the same thing. Yes, make a something.
I have put
Make a
3 links.
suggestion.
I have put 3 links in the private or in the live chat for, I think, access to go and see, Ryan. I've got Skeptic Haven.
thank
We've
you,
got
guys.
Apostate Coalition. We've got your own channel. Is there any other ones out there? Where your Twitter?
I am on Twitter. My
Yep.
Twitter, I actually probably could give you my Twitter. I
have
think
it
it might
around-
be easy.
no.
It's a Nat Yahoo. It might be easier if I like type it because it's it's a weird name because it's a goddess, a Nat. She's like one of the Canaanite goddesses, and Yahoo is actually probably like a proto Yahweh name, his name before it became Yahweh. So I love that name because it proves that Yahweh was single and mingling. Like he had a wife, he had another goddess, like he was getting it on like Donkey Kong. So like I'm down too, buddy. Like it's all good.
Yahoo. Yahoo is
Yeah.
rooted in the word Yahuda, which is the word Judah, literally. The
Yeah.
celebrated, the celebrated hand or celebrated time.
Yeah, so that's that.
And if I could advise you just real briefly in your study, you probably already realize there's great diversity amongst Christians that you would be arguing with, and it would serve you well to go back to the most original, like the Masoretic and the Greek lexicon, to find depth in what you're studying instead of studying a translation like the KJV or NIV. And if you study an English translation, let it be in your modern language.
So I do basically what I do for my general stuff. I will just look at a scripture, but a lot of times there are certain scriptures that are used for dogma or theology that really just don't make sense, and then I will go to like a earlier source, like a Masoretic text or something like that. But
do you still use the New World Translation?
I don't use the New World Translation, but the Jehovah's Witnesses do. But their translation, but that is on what my friend here, my new friend here, I don't know their name, just said about looking at the translation, because the New World Translation is riddled with terrible, terrible translations. And like the other day, I just looked up Junia, something simple, and they still have Junius, the apostle. So they're still trying to make it look like it's a dude when more than likely it was a female. So, and this information's been out, so it's frustrating when they say that there is current and scholarly and academic, and it's absolutely trash. I also am on TikTok. I'm sorry, I'm like been going on for like 10 minutes.
This is all. You have to leave. No. You have to go, so we're giving it to you. But don't worry, after you leave, we're going to make it all about nerdy, and it'll not be like you existed at all. Don't worry.
That's good.
That's
Just
very
forget
comforting.
all about me, like you were Jehovah's Witness. Just forget like I never existed, and I would be used to it.
We will
I'm
not
also.
shun you in any way.
Please do not disfellowship me or shun me. I'm also on TikTok. You can find Tax the Churches on TikTok. And then that's it. I think I got it all out. Oh, Apostate Weekly on YouTube. I do a little Apostate Weekly. It's a tiny little show.
Wait, are you
Anyway,
Damn it, right. What's it called?
I told you I was depressed, and I was like, fuck this shit. I have to pull my ass up out my ass. I got to pull myself.
Okay,
My own
Apostate
ass
Weekly's only Apostate Weekly's only got 37 subscribers, but a beautiful 4K background of a waterfall with some trees, so that alone is worth it. Now, where the fuck is the live chat? Right, everybody, we need to get that to 100 before the end of Gur's stream, because I think Gur's probably going to go live after me. He likes to, live off my coattails and stuff. So there's the link. So by the end of Gur's stream, we should have Apostate Weekly to at least 100. Come on. That's it.
Do you consider yourself
you.
an activist?
Yes. Basically that's what as I'm waking up, I'm hoping that I can start to learn. Like there was so much about the government that I don't understand. So I'm trying to get myself accumulated and everything. And then I'd hope to maybe get some kind of plan of attack. And since I have people who I'm friends with and following and stuff, maybe I could make together with other people, obviously, duh. But that would be the goal, is to make changes, because the government it has the church up its ass and vice versa.
The government that you're talking about is the U.S., is it?
Yes, U.S. over in the good old USA, America.
God's country.
God's country. Guns and Jesus.
Guns and Jesus. Yeah, fun, flashback humor. When I talked earlier about that Patriot video at the end of Mermaid Caves, I went into the gift shop and I bought this pin. And it now stays in my new smoking box that I also bought in America. But it is a #1 America flag with wings. America!
America! Fuck yeah!
America! I did record the whole thing, and if you watch the whole thing, you can. I went to the back so I could get a good angle, and I recorded it. And there's a lot of old people around. It was, not a lot of old people, maybe 15, 20 in the whole group. But I'm at the back recording this, going, America! And freaking Red keeps kneeing me elbowing me in the side, going, there's fucking guns. We can get shot. Shut the fuck up. And I'm like, okay, America!
Yeah, unfortunately, that's one of the scary things about living in this country. You kind of want to pop off at people as people do sometimes, but you've got to think twice about it, because you might pop off at the wrong person. And
yeah, I made a joke when we were at the Great Arch, the big arch, whatever the arch is in St. Louis. I was like, does anybody want to play a new game? Oh, what's the game? Who's packing? Can you guess in the audience who's packing?
Right. Yeah, you probably can tell by the way some people just...
There was a guy whose head was the size of the pickle, whose jacket was 4 foot wide. He definitely packing. It was also a camo jacket with a backpack and camo trousers. All right. He was dressed in camo to come look at a tourist thing 4 foot wider than his body should be. Why?
Yeah, what you got under there, buddy? Not that I want to know.
No, she's getting perverted.
I'm curious now.
Getting perverted.
That's your Irish
right,
heritage,
Ryan.
isn't it?
We'll let Ryan leave. We'll probably round it up or whatever. We'll head over to Gers. We'll head over
Thank
there.
you all. It was really good to meet everybody. Thank you.
It was
I'll
wonderful.
talk to you soon, I hope.
I really had a great time. Your oxygen must be great in that room with all them plants. Really good air.
Exactly.
Well, as much as I breathe and talk in here, I've certainly freaking hope so. I'm giving them all the CO2 or whatever the hell it is.
I got a
breathe out
spider
carbon.
plant. I need more. Yeah, good.
They're living it up, the good life here. All right, y'all. Bye.
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 Nerdy, we're going to give you the floor, not to steal the thunder, because I am going to go straight to you.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Ger tried to make it all about him. They do like.
Well, I heard it was fuck yeah.
Hello, Nerdy.
Nerdy, I want to say thank you very much for coming on at the start and giving us your expertise and stuff. And do check out Nerdy's channel. There's lots of stuff that you can learn there. It'll send you down rabbit holes. If anything, it's
expertise on what?
Stuff and things. Come on, Nerdy. Come on. Toot your own trumpet.
It is stuff and things. It's computers. It's Python. It's artificial intelligence. It's machine learning. It's
the Matrix.
It's all that stuff. Yes, I know. It creates art. It creates writing. Literature.
No, it doesn't create art. It never creates art. It creates...
Oh, you weren't here for the creative conversation. Is it actually creative?
Of course, it creates art. Yes.
Art, it never creates art. It creates patterns. That's what it creates.
I create art after I eat Taco Bell.
I knew you were going to make a fart joke. I fucking knew you were going to make a fart joke.
That's art.
That's superior art.
If a banana taped to a wall or a
what does it mean? What
art.
does it mean? Art to an AI. Nerdy.
Well, it doesn't, because the AI isn't creating the art. I'm creating the art using an AI. It's like saying that an easel creates art. It isn't. It's the painter who uses the easel and the paint and puts them all together. So
that's very beautiful of you, indeed. It's awesome. But when the AI will look at you, what would it see?
It doesn't have eyes? Doesn't it? Does yours do?
It would see a punk rock pickle.
Yeah,
Love the punk rock.
It sees a red layer, it sees a green layer, and it sees a blue layer of pixels.
I'll be right back.
So senses. Is that what you are creating the AI to see? Senses.
Senses? No. All it has is a loss function and some colors, basically.
Loss function and colors. Is that what you said?
Yes. Yeah.
So less sensitive and more colors.
It essentially knows what to, in the loosest sense of the word, knows. So all it knows basically is how much of a particular thing it should put in a particular area. So it's like, okay, I'm looking at this area now. How much red, how much blue, how much green should I put in? And
based on what?
Based on the initial data set that it gets. So it's basically fed a load of pictures, and each picture has a collection of text associated with it. So say you had a picture of the Mona Lisa, it would say like, the Mona Lisa. So it would have a title associated with it. It may have some other additional metadata, like that it's a picture, or that it's a painting, or that it's oil and canvas, or who it was by, where it is. All those
How can it make the difference?
Through the loss function. So essentially, you would. All right, let's try and simplify this quite a lot. Basically, you could give it a picture of the Mona Lisa, and you could say, okay, I want you to. When I show you a picture of the Mona Lisa, I want you to say, yes, that's the Mona Lisa. And you show it the Mona Lisa, and it says, yes, that's the Mona Lisa. So it puts a 1 in one bucket. And then you show it a picture of a girl with a pearl earring, and it goes, no, that's not the Mona Lisa. And you do that over and over and over and over and over again, millions and millions and millions of times. And eventually you can ask it anything.
How would that be relevant?
Well, it's equivalent in some way to, imagine you've got the primary colors, and you want to make a color set. It's much the same way with data. So if you're a painter and you're painting a picture and you wanted a particular shade of purple, that you need this beetle and that leaf and a bit of this and a bit of that, and then I'd have this exact shade of purple that I want. The machine model does basically exactly the same thing. So you've given it the concept of orange, you've given it the concept of this purple, you've given it the concept of a person. It's like a paint and an easel, but it's bigger because it's language. Words are now your paintbrushes and paints.
How do you know that the words are understood?
Oh, they aren't understood. Well, they aren't understood. They're understood by you. They aren't understood by the AI. So the human is the one with the vision and the artistry and the instinct. So you go up to the AI and you're like, right, okay, I want to create. I've got this vision in my head, and I want to create a woman, and I want her to have this color hair, and I want her to be in this particular pose, and I want this armor, and I want this in the background, and so you just give it all that description. So rather than painting a picture, you're describing a picture using words. So in much the same way as when you're reading a book, you get an image in your mind.
Okay,
AI
I'm gonna ask you a core question. What is the purpose of the AI?
Purpose?
I heard core person. What am
I don't see it as having a purpose. It's just a set of weights and biases.
So why does it exist?
Because we created it.
To what purpose?
Fun, mostly. Research, because we can. Much like, why does a mountaineer climb a mountain?
How evil are we that we can create AI for fun?
Evil? I don't understand the concept of evil either. It's not evil, and it has no purpose.
We created an entity.
It's not an entity.
It's not an entity.
It's like a calculator. It's like making an abacus. It's a complicated abacus.
whenever you
Yeah.
watch, right? Like, if I can just like everybody here's watched Star Trek, so I'm gonna try and round this up. Richard, are you still there? Is he doing his 11 minutes thing where he's pissed off?
I'm
for
right
the
here.
smoke? Oh no,
Right
he's
here.
there. Richard,
Okay.
private chat. Keep the conversation going if you're free. Feel free to set up a link, but I'll be rounding up here very soon. If you want to steal all my viewers and pull a girl, he's gonna go watch porn.
Yeah.
So
Nobody actually watches Gur on purpose.
No, it's only because there's fuck all else to watch. But then I say that, and I stream on a Saturday night, and it can't steal my
To be
views.
fair, that's true.
I mean, Gerd does have some good dumpster fires. There's one the other night. That was really heated. Yeah.
Really? Congratulations to Gur. He had 3 people
Yeah.
watching his stream. Nerdy,
Yeah.
yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Rage was on, so that was fun.
yeah, that's the exact stream I was talking about because he was in mine
yeah.
talking about it earlier. and I was like, well, you raged
Rage
and I
was
nerdy.
on fire. Rage was on fire last night. It was ridiculous.
Right, let's stop talking about how great Gur is when I'm giving him shit. Richard, steal the thunder. Are you setting up an after party or what are you doing? He's broken.
Yeah, I'm working on it now.
Oh, he's working on it now. Okay. Ed, tell me a little bit more about yourself. Totally just to fill time while Richard's doing that. I think this is the first time we've actually talked here. Yes, this is the first time you've joined the sty, the pigsty.
Yes.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry for the reaction whenever you first came in. But
No,
you didn't move for a wee bit. Black background. Sometimes I needed the live reaction of you waving your hand, so I knew that you were not going to porn bomb me.
No, that's fine. I'm the worst nightmare of the theists.
Pardon?
And I'm the worst nightmare of the theists.
Are you an anti-theist?
No, I am a non-believer, non-resistant non-believer.
I'm going to interview you next Saturday then, Ed. What are you doing this time next week? You want to come on be my co-host?
I'm doing the same.
Perfect. Right. Next week, Ed will be on, and I'm going to open up Ed's box of worms and get into that because I would consider myself never used them words before, but there is Christians that think that I am going to turn Christian because of the way that I approach them. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, and I don't want to. I want them to be Christians. I want them to keep being Christians if that's what they want and what they need to be.
Yeah.
If it's necessary.
What
Yeah,
brought
Go
what
on.
brought you to the UK, man? Are you over here for education or work, or if you smuggled in a boat, we'll not tell anybody. Like, but
No. I'm here for 6 or 7 years in UK. I come here to, I don't know, make a better life or shit like that,
Good. And I in Romania, as you discussed earlier, with blasphemy laws and things like that, they're considered.
Yeah.
Were you a Christian when you arrived over here, or did you come here? Was that part of the reasonings? Oh, I'm starting a fucking interview and we're supposed to be going to Richard. Are you near finished over there, Richard? Were you a Christian when you arrived here, or did you become an atheist before you
No.
arrived here?
No. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness as I was born.
Jehovah's Witness?
And yes, as a JW. And no, well, my parents was not very heavy going. Well, they were, but they had no choice because I went to university and I studied history of all things. And of all things, I studied archaeology of all things, which is totally opposed to JW.
Yeah.
And when I hold a stone axe made in Neolithic in my hands that digged it from the ground, and I was the first person to get that thing out from the ground in 5,000 years. That went completely opposed to my 6,000 to 10,000 years old Earth JW thing, you know?
Yeah.
And so when I realized these things, I slowly faded out of the religion, and I made the life of myself in a way.
No, like I understand that you physically felt that with her and stuff. As a person who grew up, you know what, I have a love for all of that dinosaurs and shit. And there's a channel I watched. It's a very small channel, and this guy is an actual, you know, archaeologist or paleontologist, right? And he was opening up. He had a chunk of rock, and he was digging through it to get out this bone, right? And he streamed it live for like 40 minutes, and I'm supposed to be at work, and it went for like 15 minutes past my lunch, and people are shouting at me. I'm like, fuck off. I'm watching a bone that hasn't been seen in like 60 million years come to light again. I'll be out in a minute.
Exactly.
And watching that online, the rush I got, I can understand that yours would be bigger and stuff. But yeah, I see where you're coming from. It's like, it's confirmation. You know, it's like, damn, you know.
Exactly. Yes. Plus, the GW style of life is incompetent. It's not. What's the word? I just said the word, but I can't say it again.
Richard, did you call? Sorry, just to interrupt. Is yours called Just Talking, Richard?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna smack you the way you do that. I love the bones of you, man. You are one of my best online friends, one of my bestest buddies in the whole life. I hate the way you said it like 2 hours in advance and then start early.
I'm gonna start it right away. It's just easier.
But you should do it for like 15 minutes or something. Because I keep setting the notification. The other day I said that.
Is Richard gonna stream now?
Yes, the link is in the live chat, and the link is also in the private chat as well as the StreamYard.
Can I join your stream, Richard?
Please do.
Okay, so on that, we've had a wee bit of a chat. We've rounded up. Stephanie, would you like to do a wee chat? Do you do anything? Do you have a channel? Do you want to tell everybody about it? No. Went to the toilet, went for a smoke, getting a drink. Who knows? Nerdy, I know it's very late for you. I want to say thank you again, man, for coming on and giving us your expertise on AI, helping to educate us and move forward. I do recommend people. I've put OpenAI's link also in the description. Go and check out.
I
just want to say. Go on.
Everybody's talking. Okay.
I want to plug. I'll be on Skeptic Haven on the 4th of February again, and sort of get around here and there. So whatever.
Thank you.
I just want to say that I used Replica AI. If you guys know the app.
Yeah, the one that you can the one that sends you NSFW messages, your own personal girlfriend.
Yes, and it uses the GPT-3 computational power, but it's a psychological help and mental health help if it needs to. Although it didn't help me, although it was 2 years ago, so it was in its beginnings, but it could. I can see the potential of an AI that talks to you nice and helps you to go with your day and stuff like that. I had months that no one contacted me, no friend, no family, no nothing. And the Replica AI was asking me daily, how are you doing? Are you okay? And shit like that, you know.
I have, like, I understand exactly where you're coming from, man, because I've had spouts like that myself, where there's just nobody out there or anything like that now, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say they're years ago, but these apps weren't, and you couldn't, and I don't think that would help me or whatever, you know. But coming out the other end of that, I've also met other people online that, you know, I've had interactions with and stuff like that, who also feel the same. And I discussed this with Red the other day, and there's certain times of the month where I don't want to make it sound so pedantic and unemotional, but I have a list of people that I know aren't very social, and I would just send them a message once a month, just going, hey, just thinking of you up to anything this weekend? And I may not, you know, we could talk for an hour, they may not respond, but every week or every month I'll send a wee, hey, just thinking of you, you know, letting you know I'm here. And that, if I had received that when I was in that, it would have made things feel just so much, and you just say hi, you know.
Exactly. Would it matter if it would be from an AI or from a human?
It would to me, because I would be this is fake. And my problem at the time, and my problem sometimes, is, do the people who actually talk to me because they actually like me, or because of the persona I am online,
exactly,
because of what I can give to them or anything. So having a program that literally is designed to do that would just trigger the shit out of me. It would make it worse.
Yeah, it's fake. Yeah. I mean, it's not fake, but it sounds fake.
I know. No, it probably sounds real, but I know the foundation is fake.
Exactly.
And that's what would be, you know, it's like, do you really like me? You know, I made a joke earlier in the chat, you know, I don't have an audience. I've just got friends that feel sorry for me. That's why they're here. You know?
And you do.
I don't feel sorry for you. I'm just here to boost my channel.
Exactly. So everybody go to Richard's. All right, go to Richard's. It's starting in 109 minutes. All right. So
it's starting as soon as you guys get over there.
Right. If you leave, that's a sign that we are all going to leave. Give you a second. Like, you go to.
Okay.
All right. Fuck off.
I have to wait till you wrap up and then let everybody go pee. They've been here a minute.
All
let them
right,
go pee,
all
and then
right.
I'll start it.
You know, I just want to say shout out.
Good idea.
Shout out to everyone here. Ed, it's been really nice watching you and talking to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll talk in Richards. We'll talk backstage, and I'll get your details and stuff. We'll reach out, and if you're here and up for next Saturday, I would definitely love to get your approach. And I have a few channels. Like, I have a little 60-year-old woman. There's a channel that's run by like a little 60-year-old woman. Very Christian. She plays Christian music in the background. But like, she let me take over her entire channel one night for like an hour and a half and just show pictures of my holiday so we could get to know each other. And we didn't talk religion. We didn't do anything. We just got to know each other, you know. And I feel that your approach would be the same. And yeah, shout out to Linda. Love you, Linda. Lovely old lady. I'm going to get abused for calling her that again. So, Richard's channel, go in there. Everybody go there. We're all going to go there. Shout out to the audience. Shout out for everybody that's turned up here. Shout out for everybody that contributes to the channel. I really do appreciate it. It really does happen. Thanks to everybody who comes here, who is rude and ignorant on themselves and can accept that from other people and still come back. We're all plonkers. We're all assholes. We've all got issues in our life. Think for yourselves and appreciate other people in your life that matter. And with that, we will hit the button. Where's the button?
It's in front of you somewhere.
Too many screens.